Hi, and welcome to The Seat We Fill, my podcast about people, places, and the moments that shape us. I'm Adam. I currently want to identify as a writer, always identify as an Evertonian, Scouser, and someone who believes stories matter, whether told from a football seat, care setting, or a kitchen table. We're not doing shouting at clouds or just false narratives. It's about honesty, community, and conversations that actually mean something. So wherever you're listening from, get the kettle on, get comfy, and we'll get into it. Today, I'm meeting with an other Savile survivor who's now an expat out in Abu Dhabi, Clare Kirby. How's it going,
Hi.
Claire?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm brilliant. So, what was the move for Abu Dhabi? How did that come about?
I've been teaching for many years over in England. I've worked across Liverpool, Runcorn, everywhere. And I thought, let's give it a try. And as I say, put me CV onto a website. And within 3 days, I had a job in Abu Dhabi. So I didn't quite get time to think about it. I just done it. So I'm over here. I'm teaching children, and I'm also teaching other teachers.
What are you teaching them?
Teaching them the UK curriculum, how to teach you how to use TAs effectively, because there's
Okay.
a huge majority of the TAs are from the Philippines, and
Mm,
they've been up to now just used as people to cut things out again, and they needed to. When I first come over, I wanted to give them some self worth and some more better ways to use their time other than just sitting at the back of a class. So I've started
bro.
little initiatives within the school, and they're really happy, and it's you know passing on my little knowledge to help others.
So, not even just going over there to teach the kids, you know, just like, not
Yeah.
just the kids, I'm going to teach the bloody teachers as well now.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's up
So,
else we don't do payoffs.
that's from the Jimmy's, that's a Jimmy's initiative, that kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so what's the difference between kids over there and kids in Bootle or Liverpool then? How you finding
Um,
that change?
Kids over here have drivers and nannies.
Drivers.
Drivers, yeah. I mistakenly said to one of the children, "Here's your dad." And she was like, "That's not my dad, that's my driver." I was like, "Oh, sorry." I was getting on a bus to come home from school and she was getting with a driver. I was like, Okay." So that's a big difference. Kids are kids wherever you go. They love when I first started, obviously being from Liverpool, a lot of
Hmm.
the children from Egypt where I'm working, and that they kept saying, "Oh, the Egyptian king," and I was like, "No, sorry, we didn't talk about that in my class. We Everton," and so now they're all like little Arabic Evertonians that we've got now. A new race starting.
You know, and I and that, yeah.
Mm, yeah. So
That's I can't believe you got kids who are like their own drivers. Kids
yeah,
in
but
Liverpool are just like, you just go and grab their own car.
they walk.
Yeah,
Look,
what?
I used to go on
It's
my
a long
dad's
way from
bike.
the 60 bus, isn't it? The 81.
My dad used to have a peddler. Do you know the like proper bike? I used to
Uh,
be on the front. My brother was on the spokes at the back, and the other two had to walk by him. That's how we got to school. That was my driver.
my our fella said once that when he was in school on a Friday evening when they finished, he used to rob one of the teachers' scooters for the weekend. Like, so he used to rob the Vespa and just take you for the weekends and then come back on a Monday. Always brought it back. Yeah, we had to go back to school, didn't he? But,
Oh, brutal.
um, so yeah, so we go back 40 plus years then, really, because we were
Yeah,
in the
'cause
Jimmy's together, went through Jimmy's, then
12, so
Savio, went to
yeah,
Lewid.
40 years. Because if we'd have started school about 4, wouldn't we? So yeah, 40 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I think even longer, because I think my mum and your mum knew each other. Because
Yeah, yeah,
you're from Marshland as well, aren't you?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
by the
Because I don't know if you remember, but my mum used to like knit cardies for people,
yeah, same as my
and
mum,
she
and then
probably
we used to
knitted
swap
cardies for you.
patterns. We'd
My
swap
mum used to knit
patterns.
them all around. People used to walk around my mum's cardies that she was selling.
Yeah, my mum did, and I always remember like all these like the not so well off people were coming in, and my
Hmm.
mum like in the cardi that I had on, like the same cardi, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, she's." But what it was, my mum used to knit for the underprivileged, and she used to just send
Mm.
their house and Debbie out there for your kids. She didn't like charge or anything. She just always liked helping. So everyone had to say, but I was like, "Mum, could you not have made them a different one?" So we didn't. She was like, "Don't be mean." But yeah.
They were all
And
like, I think everyone from Marsh Lane had something about them that they They all did on the
Just
sides, wasn't it? So everyone had their own little thing.
yeah, definitely. But that's how you got on.
Just,
That's how you got on, isn't it? They just like my dad used to work
yeah.
in a factory and used to bring home big bags of. Do you remember the bananas, like squashy bananas and
Yeah, yeah,
shrimps?
yeah.
He used to
Yeah, yeah.
bring out to them, and my mum would put them in sandwich bags and just give them out. It's just
Well, I don't
mental.
know if you remember when we were in Savile, and I think near the end of the Jimmy's, my dad used to bring home the club bars, and I used to take them in my bag, selling them to the teachers at break time
The
for like 10
clubs,
pence a bar and that.
they didn't have a wrapper on. Them
Yeah,
ones,
yeah, they did have the wrapper on. I'd have to with
and
like
it
a bag of just like,
you
and
look
you'd
at
have
it
like
like,
I used to go in like 100, just covering underneath my books. And then be like, at lunchtime, walking around all the classrooms, going like, "Do you want to buy a club bar, miss?" And they're like 10 pence a bar.
tell you what, it was like a marketplace in there. I remember someone selling, you remember the millions, like 10,
Mm.
the millions, the sweets,
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
counting. So you got like 20 for 10 pence. And you're like, really? Millions?
That
You
might have been me, to be
unprepared.
fair.
It might have been. I probably had a few more.
That probably might have been me because I used to do all that kind of stuff, like selling little
I was just couldn't be
whatever I
bothered.
could get my hands on, or like DVDs. I remember when I started making DVDs and CDs in like 1994 or something.
Bootleg, real bootleg then.
Yeah, yeah, and bringing a bit of me bag and all that, and just like walking around this bag full of like knockoff DVDs and CDs.
It's funny how you get away with stuff.
Well, let's get into our questions then. So, what's the one word you would describe Liverpool, Claire?
They are
Comedians.
all comedians, mate. Even if they don't mean to be. Because everyone just is so funny. Like my
Yeah,
mum, for instance, she'll start talking and she's really serious, but I can't keep my face straight. She just makes me laugh. It's just so funny. And she goes, "What are you laughing at? What are you?" And I'm like, "Have you heard yourself? Have you heard yourself?" Honestly. And then, like, when I first met my partner, when he come to mine, my dad was sitting there with a can of Guinness. Now, he never drank in the house, and he
mm.
opens a can of Guinness and he was talking to him in Irish. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "How are you? Have a seat, mate." And he went, "I didn't know your dad was Irish." I went, "He's not. He's not Irish, you see." He's a Scouse. "What are you doing?" And he just would not for the whole night. Just ripped me the whole night, just talking Irish, honestly.
And he just kept
True.
you up all night.
All night, honestly. And Alan was like, "No, he's got to be Irish because he just stopped now the whole night, just talking Irish." Like, who does that?
Wow, that's and I mean, fair play to him if he stuck around after that. He must have had a sense of humour himself then.
It was me that had the sense of humour. Same with him.
So what's it like in Abu Dhabi then? What's the personalities like over there compared to home?
You get the same
Besides the
kids.
rich kids with the drivers and that.
Yeah. They're the same, like, you've got your kids that are always telling you that you love you and they just wanna be near you. Then you've got them boys who are just you love them, but you would love them to be off now and then because 'cause they're just a pain. Do you know what I mean? Where you see them coming in and your heart skips a little bit and you think, "Oh, could you not have had a day
Mm,
off?" 'Cause they're just constant. They're exactly the same as back home. They're just into and they wanna know everything. They love, as I say, learning about Liverpool.
mm.
When I come home at Christmas, I went to the new stadium, took all photographs, and they just love it. They just wanna know everything about it, and then they go home and they come back and they say like, "Oh, mister, do you know the Albert Docks in Liverpool?" "Well, yeah. Hello, I live
Yeah.
there." Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they're just exactly the same. Just, obviously they can speak a different language to me and they're trying to
Hmm.
teach me, but I'm not very good at learning new languages. So they've sort of given up.
And what's like the communities like around there, the people who live there then?
Um, do you know what I love that would be absolutely gorgeous by us, but actually reminds me of years ago when we were younger, is
Hmm.
that families meet in the park. Now here they have all stations where they can go and put barbecues. There's
All right.
barbecues is that they can go and they can start barbecuing. And I went on Saturday to the park just to have a little walk around, and the amount of families that were all together, lots of
Mm,
nannies and nans after the children, which you wouldn't see by ours. It was just lovely to see. But it reminded me of when I was little. We all used to just all go out. My dad would take about 60
hmm.
kids from the street. We'd go to the North Park. My
Yeah,
mum
yeah.
would make sandwiches. All parents would make sandwiches and we'd all go. And my dad would play cricket with us. And then he'd bring a football, there'd be football, and there were just 60 kids with one man.
Yeah.
just like the Pied Piper going up the street. And that's what reminded me on Saturday. I was like, I remember that. That was my childhood. And it's
Yeah,
sad
yeah.
because like that by ours now.
No, I mean, it's got a lot worse in the parks when
Mm.
you're going in there now. You have to be careful about
But not even that.
what
Like me
people
dad,
say.
about 4 or 5 years ago when my kids were little, well, a
Mm,
bit longer. I remember my dad saying, "Do you remember when I took you to the park?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah. Oh, Dad, these would have loved that." And he went, "Yeah, but it's different now because people are not the same." He said, "If I had been
mhm.
walking down with loads of kids now, unfortunately, the way the world's gone, it's not gonna. People are gonna look at me a different way than they did then."
Yeah, yeah.
And it was so sad. And I thought our kids are missing out on stuff like that. Or
Yeah, I
will.
mean, I would like it's probably weird because I probably think the same. Where it's like when someone says, "Oh, I'll take your Charlie to the park with my kids and all that," and it's happened a couple of times, or Oliver or something. I'm like, why do you want to take him? And you do start thinking about everything because it's just the preset
It's so
blame we all got
conditional,
now.
isn't it? It's just and it's sad because it was only when my dad said it, because I never thought anything of it, and he said, "I had
Mm,
boys, all from different ages, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
just all followed me." He said, "But could you imagine now?" I said, "But not only that, you wouldn't want your kids playing around some of the parks now," which is really
Yeah, I
sad.
mean, it's like the community, isn't it? Because like as said, everyone in Marsh Lane knew each other.
Yeah,
Like we were
it's
talking before, like we all knew Nelly in the shop.
Nelly.
Like bloody Nelly was a legend.
She was.
Um,
One day you'd go in and you'd get the right change. The next day she'd have took a pound off you and you'd be walking your mind. I'd have to go over to kick off. And then another time, if she give you 20 pence more, you ran your little legs off so she didn't realise.
hey, I used to get freebies off Nelly all the time. She just give
Yeah.
me freebies.
Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
used to
she
take
loved me, Nelly.
bottles back for 15p? The lemonade bottles, and it had 15 pence on, and if you took them back, she'd give you 15 pence. I
Yeah,
used to
I'm
love.
laughing because the episode's not out yet as we're talking. But when I met with Ian Jones, we were talking about the Lemo Man.
Oh,
And when the Lemo
yes.
Man used to come round, this big van rattling, and we all used to
Yeah.
like run out and like getting like 50 pence back on the bottles and that.
Yeah.
Like begging me mum
No,
to get Lemo from the Lemo Man.
that was
And she was like, no.
they were definitely the best lemonades and cream sodas you could have got. Dantalan and
Yeah,
Beardog,
yeah.
the
Well, do
best.
you remember when he like, and then he started like getting all fancy with himself and he'd be like getting the big bags of crisps as well, like the multi packs.
Yeah.
And like the only place to get a multi pack for like Walker's crisps. And it was just,
Yeah.
oh, mum, can we get these? Can we get these?
Yeah. Did you ever remember the Moby? Did you have the Moby by yours? It
Oh,
used to so it's like a mobile, it's like a man in a van, basically,
yeah.
and he's opening the back of his van and it'd be just like sweets and like you'd go back to him now. When you think about it now, because of all
I
being
think I do remember him.
but he used to park up by the flats, by the Strand.
Yeah, yeah.
No, then Chestnut House and all that. He used to park
Yeah, yeah.
there, but he'd go round and you'd stop him and he'd just literally open his van with all these sweets in the back.
I think I remember him because like I used to live in Marsh Lane, then we moved up by the Mons when we moved before we went to like last year of juniors. And then I used to always be back down there though with my mates and I was still going into
Mm.
Jimmy's and all that. So I do vaguely remember it, but I just remember it like, 'cause I go past it now and it makes me sad when I go past the old entrance to the Strand train station and where they used to
Oh,
have that little hole in the wall shop.
yeah.
And the couple used to run it there and they're just like squashed in this shop and it was always like,
Yeah, I used to love going up that tunnel. I used to sing going up and I just loved it, but obviously I wasn't a singer,
yeah,
so
they
my
just
mum would
changed
be like,
all the
"Stop,
Strand. Yeah, it's going
stop."
through all that, when you used to have all the, like, the wastelands at the back, that's now the Asda and all that.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the old wood yards, we used to go down the wood yards and climbing up there.
When you think about
Down
how
by
they was, I had many a
well,
big splint there.
do you remember the guy who used to come out with the gun?
No,
Do you not remember him? Do you remember the wood yard behind Thomas Gray?
yeah,
There used to be, like, a big warehouse at the back,
yeah, I
and we
don't
used to
remember that.
challenge ourselves to, like, go from one end to the other. And one day we got into the warehouse, and he locked the doors on us.
Oh,
Like, the security guy, I'm sure it was like a pellet gun or something, but we were on, like,
parachuting
12
rats.
or 11 or 12, we were shitting ourselves,
Right, you was?
and he was, like, chasing us
No,
round and all that.
I was never that bad that I got chased by a map with a gun. I was a good girl, but
Yeah, yeah, a couple of times.
I, I had quite a few big splinters from that wood yard down climbing.
Yeah, I think everyone did. We all used to come out there bruised and battered, didn't we? But remember just, like, climbing on top of the woods and running across all the ends to each end, see if it would not get caught.
Can you imagine little kids now? I used to be like
I'd murder
terrible.
our kids if they done it, you know.
I'd be like, "Don't you dare go anywhere then." I think what we used to do. Glad they didn't know.
No, no. Well, I remember a couple of years ago we had trouble with some kids who kept banging the window with the balls, but they were like doing it on purpose. They were like horrible little kids. But I was like, we used to get proper annoyed with them and like going out getting mad with the families and you're like, we probably did that though as well, but I don't think we done it on purpose.
You know, you'd
But we
play
were probably
footy.
annoying everyone.
I don't know, it'd be you think you were in Wembley. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
used to play football when I was younger. I was in, like, all the girls' team with Shilly and everyone, and so we
yeah.
used to go out practicing by ours because we had, like, a little square in the in the, bottom of our road, and you used to blam it as if you were in, like, proper Wembley, and it'd be hitting off bouncing off people's windows, and I'd be like, "What? I couldn't help it," 'cause I was a mouthy little thing, but then I always remember, like, years later, it's been absolute years. I think I was 18, I was coming home from college, and as I'm
Mm.
walking down, the woman who I always ended up hitting her window, it was accident. I was walking past and she come running out and she went, "You've just hit my window with the ball." I went, "Are you messing? I'm 18, love. I'm coming home from college and I'm getting ready for work." I didn't think it was me. And she still had like a proper grudge against me. I was like, "Girl, I'm 18." I was like,
Do you
I
know?
must have been
When I used to go down to Marsh Lane, and all that went because we moved up this way, and my dad's like his family, his siblings are called Highlands, and everyone used to be like, "All right, Hilo, all right, Hilo," and it was like, "That's not my name, but okay," just used to accept it. But we went to one. I was with a friend, and we went to see his auntie who lives in one of the flats. And as we walked in. She's just turned around. This woman, I've never met her before in my life, and she went, "You're John and John's son, aren't you?" And I was like, "Ah, shit." And I was like, "How do we handle this?" It was like, whenever someone, "Oh no, you're John's lad." And it was like, whenever someone said you're John's lad, it was either really good or really bad. And I was like, "Ah, shit, how do I handle this one?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Oh, I love your dad. He's a bit of crossbar and all that." And I was like, "For fuck for that."
sigh of relief.
I used to get that all the time. Like everyone just used to recognise me from my dad and I'd be like, "You're John's lad." And I'm like, "Do I run? Do I say hi?"
But that's the thing there, isn't it? Everyone knew, and it didn't matter if you'd seen that adult before, they knew you from your parents.
Yeah, yeah.
You just
Yeah,
everyone knew
all the time.
you, and no one was scared to give you a clip around the ear if you were being cheeky.
Yeah.
I remember, like,
Oh,
giving
yeah,
it,
definitely.
just thinking no one knew me, and the woman went, "I know your mother," slap right across me, and I was like, "Okay." Walked in, wouldn't
Where
tell me
was
mum
Lane
because
grew up in?
me mum.
Which one of
Say that
Marsh Lane were about was you?
so I was on do you know where the Billy is on the corner? My mum still lives in
Yeah, yeah.
O'Neill Street, right across the road from Nelly Dunn's. We were in
Yeah, I
there.
remember them. I remember because I was Chestnut Grove, that kind of area.
Yeah, so
That's where we
just,
grew up in the estate part, just behind like the church and all that. But
yeah,
it's
part of it all.
crazy, isn't it?
Mhm.
I mean, we've kind of went into my next question, which is about the city that raised you already. But tell us a bit more about your childhood, your estate, and the people. Then, what do you remember of it?
Just all the characters. Everyone we had, just as you say, Nelly Dunn, Stalebort there. She was just
I just love Nelly
Christmas.
Dunn. You know, she's not talked about enough in this city.
Her and her sister Anne, do you remember? Her and Anne used to be in there and they'd be killing
Vaguely.
each other, big arguments, and you'd walk in and they'd be still arguing. You'd be like, "I just want the paper. I just want the paper." And they'd just still be arguing. She'd go, "What do you want?" I go, "Just a paper for me, mum, please." And she would just be like, "Yeah, tell your mum your dad needs to get the ciggies because they're here. I've been waiting for them." I'd be like, "All right." But like, they were just, I think they were your beginning. They just,
Hmm.
everybody else was in, if you lived in Bootle, you knew Nelly Dunn, you knew Anne Dunn.
Yeah, definitely.
What else?
Seems
I,
like
I
the
wrote
Brunny and everyone who used to work on the Brunny.
Ronnie, yeah,
That's where you
John
stood
Webb.
there all the time, isn't it? Yeah.
John. I remember they always used to have little discos and everything, but no one ever
Yeah.
went to dance in the discos. They all just went to play football and stuff. And then this
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
time, me and my mate, we went, right, we're going to get dressed up. We're going to go, the only two people dressed up to dance. There was just balls flying everywhere. We were just dancing in the middle of this room. Honestly, there was just, honestly, all the people that used to go there, just bombing the balls everywhere. It was just so
Mm.
funny that we could go and have a little dance and be all right. I think I went home with a
Yeah.
bash. But yeah, it was but, yeah, I loved Marsh Lane now. Once my mum used to do the tuck shop in the school.
Hmm.
So even now, when we go to, like, at Christmas, I went to the Strand with my mum, and this fella come up, and he must have been a bit older than me, and he went, "Hello, Mrs. Kirby." She went, "Hello, love." And I was like, looking at him, I was thinking, and he was going on, he went, and he turned around to me and he went, "You know what? I love her. She always give me extra penny sweets in the tuck shop." And I was like, my goodness, you're talking like 20 odd years ago when my mum used to be the tuck shop lady, even more. He still,
Yeah.
like I said, oh, he's one of many. Loads of people come up and say, "I am Mrs. Kirby," but they still use Mrs. Kirby. And I just think that is such a brutal thing to do. You
Well, I was
never,
thinking this the other day. It's like, it's weird now because I'm like 45, but if I saw an old teacher, I'll be like, "Hiya, sir. Hiya, miss." Like, you're never going to get out of that habit, are you?
no, and it just makes me howl because, like, my mum's little owl girl, and she's just wandering around the Strands, and these ranting fellas just walking up, and God love him, he was a little bit down and out, but he just, you could
Mm,
see, absolutely adored me mum. He went, "You're all right, Mrs.
yeah,
Kirby,
yeah.
can I help?" And then I just thought, they're the people, salt of the earth. I know, yeah, he might have had his bad times, but he remembers me mum that little bit of kindness.
Mhm.
So that's why I try to do little things, try and be a bit kinder to people, just to
Yeah.
be a bit but, yeah, no,
So,
that's the kind
what are your
rough and
memories of
brutal.
the Jimmies then? What are your memories of the
Pardon?
Jimmies?
Oh, do you wanna know my very first memory of the Jimmies? I am
Mhm.
still traumatized to now as a teacher myself. I am still traumatized because I remember being a little dot, must have been you just started school. Do you remember the
Mm,
the the tags on the elastics? And I was playing with
yeah.
it, and I put it on my nose, and I was trying to mess with everyone because I was a bit of a clown. And do you remember Mrs. Brown? Not
I
Mrs.
remember
Brown,
the
Mrs.
name on Mothers with Faces.
Mrs. Bain with the big boobs. Mrs. Bain,
Miss
she
Burns.
used to come in. Yeah, she'd come up, and I swear to you, she slapped me right across the legs just for doing that with me thing on my nose, and that is my first memory of school. Being traumatized because I put me tie on my nose. I had the biggest hand
And
mark on my
Mrs.
hand.
Burns was like the last. She was like the last year teacher, wasn't she?
But wait, do you know what it was? We were doing assembly. Do you remember the
Right.
assemblies you used to have
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
Friday? It was
Sitting on the
Friday
cold
assembly.
ass floor in our shorts.
Yeah, so we're sitting on the floor, like my legs crossed, but just going like that, thinking I was dead funny, and whack. And she was a big woman, and I was only
She was
little.
fucking, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
She
I
give us some welly, mate. She give that some welly.
Do you know what? Like, and I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she was hated by all the kids in school because she was really tough with us all. I remember we got in our last year, and we were all petrified. Like, and we were like, "Oh, why are we?" There was Mrs. Burns, and there was another teacher in the other
Mrs.
year, and I can't
Mary,
remember the other class, and she
Mrs.
was
Mary, I was
lovely.
please.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember there was two things, and I've told people in work this who like a lot younger, and they don't believe me that these things happened because I went to a Catholic school in the 80s. These things happened. I was in my grey top, my bloody grey shorts, my grey socks pulled up to my knees, and my black shoes, and you had to be immaculate. And I remember if you used to spit in the playground, they'd make you clean up with your hand. Do you
Do you
remember that?
remember
No.
if you didn't have the right uniform on, they made you kneel on the steps?
I was just going to say that that's the other thing that I used to do. If you were naughty or didn't have the uniform, you'd kneel on the steps and come away with cuts on your knees. And you'd be like,
Really?
if you
Stone
tell
step?
people now, tell like 20 or 30-year-olds now, and like, that didn't happen. Like, it fucking happened.
And then if you didn't get your multiplications right, you got a little slap with the ruler across your legs by
Yeah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Fair. I remembered them all. And then I
But
remember going to
I remember,
Savile,
like, go on.
right? And we were in French. Do you remember Madame Delalia?
Me and Dom talked about this, I think, with
She it
Mike, with the encyclopedia.
No, listen to this, right? So there was some lad, I can't remember the lad's name, but he was going on, and she threw a board duster and cracked him right on the head. He was sat next to me, so I burst out laughing because I thought it was hysterical that she did him. Now, one hit me. She got me for laughing. I was like, surely this is child abuse. And I got another one for saying it was child abuse. God, she was just washing board dusters.
Well, there was another one, Mr. Mallet done it. Do you remember Mr. Mallet?
Remember his big
And he
stick?
was like, yeah, but he was massive, and he was like proper, just
No.
built like a shit house. And I think it was John Musker, and he was chatting. So Mr. Mallet turned, didn't even look, just turned this duster, threw it, and it was a big chunky one, and it bounced and just skimmed his head like that. And we were all sat there going, how have you done that without even looking? You just turned and just threw. You didn't even stop.
Yeah.
But no,
Honestly, it was like, you need a danger money to go to school. But you just
do you know,
threw
right, I still speak to Peter and Dom and Tony and a few other people, and we've talked about this, and they keep telling me not to mention it on the podcast or publicly at all ever again. And they'll be mortified that I mention this because they remember it. And it'll be so... it's really bad when I say it out loud. When I tell people about it, no one believes me and thinks that, like, something untoward happens, and nothing untoward happened. 100% nothing untoward happened. It was just the way it was. When we used to do PE and we'd have the shower blocks at the back, the male teachers used to get us in with showers with us in the nude, and that was just normal. We didn't bat an eyelid to it. I would ask you now, right? Did the female teachers do this for yous? Because we've been asking about this. We couldn't get an answer from anyone.
Mrs. Sheriff, she didn't get a wash full stop, mate. There was no way she was getting in the shower. She stunk. What part did you think she was getting a shower? I do remember being in
a couple of other teachers.
Mrs. Reeves, mate, she was scary. Oh, she banged mine and someone else's head. I keep saying like I was a big, bad, naughty person, but we were playing hockey. And me and this girl were messing with the hockey sticks, and she got us by the backs of our heads and just banged our heads together. And I swear to God, my whole brain reverberated in my head. It was like shock for about 10 minutes. And then I was just like, she was like, that'll teach you to mess with the hockey stick. But you never went home and told your mum, because your mum was at you as well. So,
well, I remember
no, she didn't. And
yeah, we've talked about this, and like I said, the teachers did used to get up. And I think, looking back, there was no malice in it, because there's no, like, no one ever done anything. There wasn't anything like that. But I think, were they trying to make us more comfortable with ourselves because we were like teenage boys and whatever? Or
maybe
were they just like a bit weird and just getting in the shower with us?
just like getting a shower. But the women didn't like getting a shower. They never did it. But we had little cubicles. We didn't have a full one. We just all had our own little cubicles.
You have cubicles?
Yeah.
Fuck off, did you?
Yeah.
We had like one big row just with shower heads, like it was a fucking prison, like an Orange is the New Black.
No, ours was little cubicles, but if you were in there too long,
to go in
the cubicle door, like, well, I say door, was a curtain. You'd go like that and open it. Oh yeah, and you'd be like, yeah.
No, we'd have to like, we'd all be like waiting till everyone else would come out, and we'd all be like standing there going, no, we're in our shorts. And then they'd be like, no, you can't go in your shorts, they'll be wet and all that. I'm like, I'm wearing my shorts, I don't want to go in nude and all that. And we'd all be stood there like next to each other, like in the fucking showers. And
so yours was a big community. Ours was separate.
Yeah. And the two PE teachers used to get in the shower, or the lads in the nude, like scrubbing themselves up and all that. And we'd be like standing there going, what the fuck? Like,
that was the embarrassing. I can't even.
But I think like there was not they never made a deal about it or anything. There was never any kind of like.
But
it was just because we were teenage lads.
And don't forget where we lived. There was some that probably didn't have as good hygiene, so that might have been to show them how to clean. Which
that's what I'm saying. That there probably was a few reasons, but if you tell people now who are like 10 years younger, like Michelle, my wife, is like, she's 98, so she's like 6-7 years younger than me. And I tell her, and she's like, no, they couldn't have done that. They wouldn't have done that. I'm like, they fucking did. And I'd be like with Peter and Dom, I'm like, tell him, you remember, don't you?
I'm just
They're
laughing.
Going, yeah.
And we all spoke about it, and we said we'd never speak about it again. like a secret class.
Well, I keep bringing, whenever we meet and all that, we mention it. We'll say, like, when we're talking about the old days, and so I mentioned it once. And they're going, yeah, that happens. And then you just saw the look of realisation, all our faces going, that's a bit weird, that. Like, if that happened now, George came back and said the teacher got in bollock with him, I'd be going down the school having words now.
That's what I was saying before, wasn't I? It's just a totally different world now. It's a totally different world.
Well, I remember, I think it was Dicko was our year head, and we had a sub-teacher once, and our year was shits, mostly shits. And I remember the sub-teacher, it was English, and she said, put your books at the front of the class. So everyone threw the book at her. And she ran out crying. And because I was a bit of a fucking kiss ass and stuff and whatever, I just walked up and put my book back and put it down. And then I saw Dicko walking up. So I ran back to my chair. And I remember he came in, grabbed me, launched me up and threw me into the wall.
He
I
was
was like,
hot. He was
fucking
horrible,
hell.
wasn't he? He didn't ask
I
questions.
liked him.
He didn't ask
I
questions.
liked him, to be fair.
He
He
hated me.
was. I know a few people who had bad experiences, but he was
Yeah,
always
he
all right.
hated
Me, to
me.
be fair.
I remember,
We
but
bumped into him at Wembley about 10 years ago. Me and Tony were at Wembley for Everton, the semis against United, and we bumped into him as trainer there, and we'd had like good chat with him and all that. But I think just again, if you look at all the teachers just talked about some of the stuff
yeah. No, but I
side
remember
of the
him.
time.
He had a daughter the same age as us, and when we were playing football, we played against her, and I
Mm.
was a bit of a dirty, like I was a defender, and I'd do like some dirty snide tackles. And I remember taking his daughter out. I didn't know it was her. I just took her out because that's what you do. And he never forgave me. And then we were like 11, but the whole like 3 years, and he never forgave me. And he was like, she can't play football. I was like, can't play football. My 2-footer was boss.
Like 2 footer.
It was.
That'd be a
Oh,
straight red nowadays, no Clare. Straight red.
I look at some of them, I was like a bit like Vinnie Jones in my day.
Do you remember
Taking,
in do you remember in the gym you used to have the old baths
yeah.
and it got closed down because one fell through the fucking roof and fell into it?
Because because you're not like, they weren't using it, was because it was like,
Yeah.
they wanted to demolish, whatever it is. And yeah, everyone just used to climb on it. And then, yeah, it was, it fell
Well, it had
through.
the I can't remember. It was before our time, wasn't our year? I don't think. But someone fell through it and like I'm sure they drowned or something.
Mm.
And it was like a few years before we went to Jimmy's. But I remember we used to have them big like arcs in the sides of the walls, and we always used to hide in them from the playground teachers and that.
Mm. Funny.
But yeah, I just sort of remember them things like when you look back and because I spat once, I spat on the floor, and this teacher, this playground teacher, was like, clean that up now, clean it up, get on your hands and knees and clean it up. So I was like on my hands and knees, and I'd done that with my jumper. No, your mother paid good money for that jumper. You use your hands. Like, okay.
I feel like she was did we have a London woman? I feel like, do you remember
I
someone?
remember.
I just remember every time I talked to anyone who went to Jimmy's, go, oh, do you remember that woman? And she used to say, eat with your knife and fork. You're not animals, are ya? And it's ingrained in my brain. And I was like, I don't know her name, but everyone you seem to talk to that went to the Jimmy's, it's go, oh my God, I remember her. She was horrible. And it's probably her that made you get on the floor.
Well, probably I think it was the same one who made me kneel on the fucking steps. We had them
Really?
3 steps that
Oh,
were just gravel
that
and
was
like
a kid.
kneel on there for the whole lunchtime or something.
Was a killer. That really was
I
horrible.
remember you just getting up and like pulling fucking stones out of your knees because you had to wear them shorts and you weren't
Yeah, we
allowed
went.
pants in the school.
No one had tights in them days. You had socks, little
Yeah, the
little
pop-up
frilly
socks.
socks. You had the little grey socks,
We
bare
had the pop-up
knees.
ones that were up to your knees.
See, nowadays the girls have got them pull-up ones. When we were younger, you didn't. You know, you had the little frilly ones, and it'd be freezing. Honestly, it was
Yeah.
the worst time of my life.
See, I
Funny that.
prefer the Jimmys to Savile, to be fair.
But I just thought, there was so much that went on. I loved when it was
Mm.
holiday and you come in half a day. Loved that. That was my
Yeah,
best
I
times.
think I remember a few things at Savile. There was the one where we were on the bus coming back from on Southport Road, and some of the lads on the top deck through the back bench out the back window, and it lands on an
Yeah.
undercover police car and it pulls it over.
Do you remember Bob, the bus driver?
Is he the
And
one
he
who
had,
one of the
he
lads
had,
my year battered?
I don't know. He had no
There was a
finger.
bus driver.
He had some fingers. It was just
Oh,
now
I don't
he
remember
probably
that now.
he wouldn't have had a job. But I was like, he used to go, Bob, show him your fingers, and he'd be like, and you're like, this is not even funny. It's not even funny, but you'd laugh. That was like our day. And then going to school, we were on the 693, I think it was. And we used to get milk bottles out of Nelly Dunn's, sit on the top, because the boys were on the top, girls were on the bottom. And you just see milk bottles getting thrown at the St. George's kids. Full on milk bottles just launched out the window. And you're like,
It was crazy, wasn't it? I remember that I don't remember that one to no fingers, but I remember one bus driver and there was lads in our year who battered him, pulled him out of the fucking seat and battered the shit out of him. The police were ever involved. I remember the time, and I'm not going to say his name because I know who's done it and I don't know whether this is still actually an open case. Do you remember when we came in after a week at Easter holiday and the block had been burnt down?
no.
Don't you
I
remember
remember,
that? Half the block had been burnt
did it have
and it
knob
was a
out?
lad.
Oh,
There were.
did someone like, was it they burnt it, but wrote knobhead on the floor, and they wrote knobhead
No, that
wrong.
was a different time.
So,
That was a different time. So there was the one where it was burnt down, and I don't know if it was the same person. But one of the lads in our class was setting fire to toilet paper and then throwing it in the bin. And he was
mm,
on that. There was the other time where someone wrote "dicko" as a dickhead or something,
and got it
and they
all
spelt
stopped.
it all wrong. And I remember that because I was doing the school play at the time, and Dicko came into the school play to check on, it, and I was doing all the painting, and the paint I was using was the same colour as the fucking one on the floor.
So,
And he was just looking at me going, and he was going, "Was that you?" And he knew it weren't because it wasn't wasn't me. That I wouldn't do something like that. I wasn't that kind of person. But I was just looking and went, "No, I can spell Dicko." So
I can spell. Oh, we had, to be fair, it was feral.
it was
It was
feral, but there was some funny
feral.
things. Like to be fair, just yeah, I
Absolutely
just
feral.
remember coming in that day and the whole block was being burnt down or something over the weekends. And yeah,
Remember?
it was the old. Do you remember it was one at the back where we had a two-story block, the geography one, I think it was. I think
Remember
it was
that?
the geography block. But yeah,
Was that
no,
next
it was
to Challies?
the witch.
The one next to the Challies?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because that's what it was the same one where they wrote outside it, like Dick was a dickhead or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
it was,
Dick
yeah.
was a
That
knob.
was where our common room was when we went to last year, didn't we, in
Yeah,
year 11? Yeah, it become our common
yeah,
room. Yeah,
yeah. I
nuts.
remember just crazy all the things that you think about, like when you look back and you think, imagine them doing that nowadays and what they've got away with.
But
So I was
I
talking
just
about
think,
with Tom. There was one where Delario came in with the encyclopedia and smacked it on someone's head, full
yeah.
force. And we were just like, I was sat next to him, got the old fucking draft.
And it was a big encyclopedia. I just think
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
like, my kids come home and said some of the stuff that, like, either they'd done that I had done in previously, or an
Mm.
adult had done to them. It would just be theirs at the school. It'd be shut down. It just wouldn't go
No,
on.
no. Well, I remember because we had the thing as well. We went to Lourdes together the first year, wasn't it, in
Yeah.
'97? And that came from Kath Hamilton, who came into assembly and was just like, who wants to give this a go as a student helper?" And a few of us volunteers and went over there and just
That
had
was a ball.
a different experience, like with a teacher
Oh,
as well, who's just like, "Oh no, my name's Kath. You call me Kath."
yeah. I still
Fucking
called her miss all the time. I just
yeah.
couldn't call her back. It was just like we were saying before, you just couldn't. It was just like, "Miss," and she was like, "My name's Kath." I'm like, "All right, miss." I just couldn't do it.
I
But that
think,
was it.
yeah,
And
because I kept going for years afterwards. The first couple of years, it was really difficult, and then when I was going as an adult, I got to know her more on a personal level as well, and speaking outside of school and all that. So it was, yeah, but
she was just a
she
lovely
was, but
person. She wasn't she? She's just
yeah,
absolutely
yeah. I went to her funeral about 5, 6 years ago. Just like they were telling stories about what she had done that I never even knew myself. Like she went to Russia in the '70s, like hiking around Russia and stuff, and you're just like,
you
Jesus, that
looking at
woman
her, she
just
looked like
lived.
a woman who lived, didn't she?
Yeah, she's done some mad, crazy stuff, like, and you're just like, I'm just as humble with her, but no.
She was just gorgeous, lovely person.
So what did you think when you went to Lourdes then? What was that? What are your memories of that with us that first year we went as 16-year-olds?
Yeah, we were 16. It was just like everything was great because you had no parents. You were actually an adult because you were the helper. And it was just like,
Hmm.
"Mm, I'm looking after you." I can remember the child I had was really difficult.
Mm.
And I found it really, because one of them people who I make friends really easy. And I thought, "Oh, I'm going to go, I'm just going to love me straight away." And she didn't. And I remember trying really hard, or like, please like me. And now I'm like, why did I do that? Why didn't I just leave the poor kids alone? But I was trying to help, but then by the end of it, like, we had that nice little
Mm.
relationship, and it was just lovely. And it's such an experience, and I would just wish more people were able to do it, because it puts your life
Yeah.
into perspective.
Well,
And I
we were
think
like
that's
the middle between the kids and the adult helpers, weren't we? We were like, we thought to ourselves as like the connectors.
mm,
Like half the time
well,
we just weren't.
I feel like some of the younger ones, whether it was true or not, I felt like they sort of seen us as adults, or just made us feel
Hmm.
like adults. Don't know what the difference was, but I just
Yeah.
always felt really grown up. And
Yeah,
then
and they
obviously,
did. I mean, all the people who went, loved every one of them pretty much. We had great friendships from all of them, and they did treat us like adults when we were there, and we were like 16.
and I think that was the first time anyone really had treated us like adults,
Yeah,
because you were in school. It's not like now we're in school, you're treated as an adult from about year 9. Whereas
Mhm.
then, you were in school, you were a child, you didn't answer
Yeah.
back, you didn't do anything, otherwise you'd get whacked or something, do you know what I mean? You were scared. But then was the first time I think I really genuinely felt, "Okay, this could be something I wanted to do." And
Yeah.
obviously, thinking that it did have some sort of bearing on what I'm doing now.
Well, I mean, same for me. I work with adults with learning disabilities,
Mm.
so it's definitely something I've got into from it. I remember because we used to have the den, didn't we? We used to have like one room as I called just a den where we would all just congregate, and then at night there'd be like a few drinks in there for everyone to chill.
Yeah.
And that was the first time where and it's like become my favourite drink since then. But it was coffee got me onto it. Was martinis.
Yeah, because we had a proper drink, didn't we, when I remember back?
It's like,
God.
oh, I'll just have a beer, please, miss. Like, no, 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 try one of these.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, what should I have?" Like, I was a big drinker. I'm not sure whether I want that or what. It's like, didn't even drink. Drank at Christmas, obviously, everyone's is in Bootle. You'd all went to
Yeah, yeah.
party, and especially on the New Year. I was talking about this today. So obviously, where I am now, there's a lot of people from
Mm,
different, like, cultures and stuff, and there's a lot of girls from, South Africa, and there's a young
mhm.
lad who I work with who's from Ireland, and I was like, I've got probably the best sort of similar thing with him, and I was talking about it's like
Yeah.
we all had Irish Uncle Joe. Didn't matter whether he was your actual uncle, he was your Uncle Joe. And at New Year, he always brought out, he cracked out his own homemade wine, whiskey, everything. It doesn't matter how old you were, everyone got a glass. I remember coming home and I felt my older brother, he was been about 12, and he was rotten, he was bouncing off the walls coming down. I was going, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?" He was going, "Shh, shh." They'd all been up in Joe's with Joe's son, and they'd been passing around the bottles of drink. I had to stay downstairs with my mum. They were all rotten, but they were drinking his homemade whiskey. And I remember tasting it as an adult, and it blew my head off. So I have a
Yeah,
12-year-old got
whiskey.
no one bothered.
Even whiskey now.
Honest to God, it was hysterical. But
I
yeah, times.
well, the first time I got drunk, I was 10. So we'd moved up to by the Mons at that point, away from Marsh Lane, but I was still going to Jimmy's. And my mum brought me down. It was parents' evening at the Jimmy's, so she brought me down. And the plan was she's going for the parents' evening, and my old mate Adam McGrath, who lived in still where I lived, and we were just hanging around outside. And me and Adam not broke. We climbed over the fence of the Jimmy's social club, and with a stick opened a keg,
Oh,
and the keg started spitting out. So we were drinking from it, and then my mum came out, and we'd climbed back over. We were like 10, and we were pissed, like proper just swaggering around, whatever. And mum was like, "What's going on?" She dragged me home. And when we got home, my great granddad used to come every Tuesday. And he was like a proper militant man kind of thing. He was lovely, like dead soft and all that, but he was proper like larger than life character. And he was sat in the chair waiting for me to come home and all that. And then my mum pulled me in, and I was fucking pissed. And my dad was there. Mum and dad were laughing, and he was just staring at me. Like, and then because I bring it up with mum every now and again, she put me in the bath and then left me. And I'm
imagine
like,
that.
now I was drunk
And
at
when you
10,
think that,
and they left me in the bath.
yeah, because drowned and they just didn't care, did they?
And they were downstairs pissing themselves laughing. My great granddad was not impressed. He used to come round to play Scrabble with us every Tuesday,
Oh.
and he just wasn't impressed with me. So I was so gutted that he was like, I disappointed him.
It's when they say it, isn't it? "I'm not mad, I'm disappointed." That is the worst. That kills you. It kills you inside.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I just remember it being like parents' evening and everything, and just it was me
And
and Adam just climbed over the fence in the Jimmy's social club.
that was a boss little social club, that.
Ah, yeah, it
Um,
was sweet there. Like,
mm,
yeah, I do remember all them little bits around there. Yeah, because we had that little park that's now been knocked down, hasn't it, and turned into houses.
mm.
Around it, just around the back and all that, but it was, yeah, we was in Ghost North Park, we only had that little crappy one round the back of the social club.
Yeah, or the little red park that had one swing, one slide, and a monkey bars. If there was more than 3
That was
kids,
one
you
old
stood up like
that was one by, the Brunny, wasn't it, opposite the Brunny?
yeah, yeah. It's over by where
Yeah, where it's
the
like the estate now, isn't it?
4 flats were. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's mad
Crazy.
when you think back about that's changed.
It was
It has
mad.
just so changed, all that whole area, like, and what they've done, and it's, yeah, all them little parks and swings and that, but it was, something else, yeah. I loved living down there, to be fair. Still like going down there every now and again, just looking. But
My mate still lives there. I'm always down there, and so it's just brings back everything when you go down there and you're like looking. But obviously, a
mm,
lot of things change. Like the school's not even the same school anymore. It's not
no,
St
it's not
James
Jimmy's anymore, isn't it? It's All Saints, isn't it?
or St Gerard. They moved the whole building, changed. They knocked it all down, put a new one in. So it's just not the same at all.
No, no. Well, I was lucky because I'm not in that parish, but my first two boys, we managed to get christened at Jimmy's because of Father Duggan.
Oh,
Um,
love that man.
and yeah, so like Father Duggan christened Oliver, I think, but not George. It was another priest because he wasn't there that day. But yeah, I just loved Father Duggan. He was just like, and I was an altar boy in the Jimmy's and everything till I was 16.
Josh, my son, he was an altar boy, and then well,
Mm.
him and Father Duggan had a little side tussle. So people who were getting the kids christened used to say to our Josh, "Come on, son, come and do." And they always used to, the people on there,
Oh
they
yeah,
just, "Oh, Josh money." So he
yeah, yeah.
always just
Father Lindsay used to.
do it. He loved our
Father
Josh because
Lindsay used to tell us about it as well. Right, stand at the back and stand here, and they'll give you some cash as to walking out.
yeah, come and stand by me. Honestly, so
Yeah,
Father Duggan's and that for our Josh because obviously he knew all our boys because we from Savile and that. And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I loved it. I just thought it was nice, like another generation that get to meet Father Duggan.
Yeah, yeah, my two eldest have definitely met him. I don't think Charlie did, but the two eldest definitely did. I'm sure he christened Oliver, and he had to because he had to speak to the other priest to like get permission to let us use the Jimmy's because we were in that parish. And I'm like, please, I
It's
don't
gone
want them
really,
christened in the other church.
it's gone really bad. You've got to be like a letter from the Pope to get into the church now to get a
Well,
christening or
my
something.
boys went Saint Monica's, which is just heartbreaking for me because it wasn't the Jimmy's.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
But
remember my brothers went to St. Monica's and I was like, why are you wearing a blue jumper? We had to wear grey and it's like proper, that's a
yeah,
proper school colour, not bright blue.
yeah, yeah. Mad days.
What was your early roots then, Claire? Where did you first feel connected to the city? What was you doing?
It was, so from about 3 years old, I did Morris dancing, which is like
You'd done
a
Rad Danielle.
I don't dance with Danielle. Yeah, we were all in the same group, and
Yeah.
so even now I still see all of them, and that was the first real community, I think, other
Hmm.
than obviously your immediate one in your family and your street. But there, you just went and you went every week to practice. Then you went on competitions. Um,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. You went on holidays together, and it was, when you think about it, we all had no money. They had no money,
Mm.
but every week in, week out, we were out on that bus at 7 o'clock. We were going to all different places. Went to Holywell in Wales, and it was the characters on there were hysterical. We had like people would be getting on with the lunch boxes like for the day, and
Hmm.
this one woman always got on, and you'd hear it clanking. It was just full of ale. The whole thing was full of ale. And she'd just be opening it and just cracking open a can. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. We just got on the bus and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm ready." So drinking. I was like, I was just sat there looking at it, goggling, thinking, "Oh my God," because my mum never drank. She only drank like
Yeah.
when she went out with my dad. We'd never really seen my mum drinking. So for me, it was like a proper eye opener. But she was literally clanking. And we were always on a bus that broke down. So
Hmm.
everywhere we went, the bus would break down somewhere. And I remember this one time, luckily enough, it broke down outside a chippy and an offie. So this big woman who, again, was drinking all day, she goes in the chippy and she says, "Hey, mate, can you do these kids some chips? They're all starving, and we'll have a whip round for you. So we can't pay for everyone." They ended up getting we got chips, carton drinks. We were all outside the bus dancing. They all went into they had enough money to go into the uh, the liquor shop, and they were all coming out with bottles of vodka and everything, bottles of Coke. Got the deck chairs off the bus and we sat outside like forever. Like Jippos on tour or what? I don't know. It's like proper council estate. That's what it was. We were all from council estates. We all had no money,
Hmm.
but we were all there together and we were just out dancing and we were having the time of our life. And I loved it right the way through. I danced till I was 18. And then a few years later, I took my daughter back to the same woman who taught me how to dance, then
Mm.
taught me. So that whole experience again, but I was the pisshead this time. I was the one with the can.
You're the one
Yeah.
sitting there bringing all the fucking ching chung on them.
Yeah.
We,
That was
I'm sure we used to go to loads of the events because obviously our Danielle was in it, my cousin, and like we knew other people, and mum be always there, like probably selling stuff or whatever,
yeah,
knock
it
off
was
gear and stuff that she used to
fun.
get.
But they used to do all, like, the big carnivals and everything. We
Mm.
marched over the Runcorn Bridge, but the biggest one, and people still to this day just don't believe me, but we danced in Ashworth Hospital. Like, they
Did
had
yous?
an actual fun day in Ashworth Hospital,
A
right?
fun day at Ashworth.
Honestly, fun day in Ashworth. People don't believe me, but I swear to God, that's what happened, right? But this is where it gets even weirder. Who would happen to be there? Jimmy Savile.
Fuck off.
Jimmy Savile was there, and guess who sat on his knee and has a picture to prove? Yeah, honestly. Honest to goodness. It's like, it's my childhood trauma. It comes up at every party and everything. Yeah. There's something you didn't know about me.
Ah,
Lit-
oh, really?
Yeah.
See, my mum probably will remember that if I mention it to her, but
Mhm.
not the Jimmy Savile bit. She'll remember like I'd been in Ashworth because it would have been a
Yeah.
everyone
No,
would have
it
known
was
about it.
like the most secure mental institute for the most insane people who've done some of
Criminally insane.
the worst bloody crimes. Oh yeah, let's get a load of kids. And they were all girls then. Boys were allowed to do, but then it was all girls from age 3.
Mhm.
Women, as you know. And we were all just in this big fun day. Beggars belief. But yeah, that was my
The
life.
worst thing about it, right? So the worst thing isn't the Ashworth part; it's the Jimmy Savile part. Now,
He was just walking around with his thing. Like he did. But I always remember him being horrible. And my mum was like, "Go on, can you sit on your knee?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me sit on your knee." And now I'm like traumatized. I'm traumatized. I sat on his knee. I've got to live with that, Adam. I've got to live with that. And
I
now it's out
mean,
there for yeah.
you need to send the picture over.
Mum's
Send me the picture. And we can do one of them like things where I like impose it onto the thing and just go, and it'll
yeah,
just pop up in front.
honest to goodness, that's a picture. I think I've got a picture of us on our communion as well.
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, yeah.
Me,
I
you,
think I've.
Jamie Leggett, and me and Jamie Leggett, like always wanting to be the drama queens, like, and everyone else is just dancing all lovely. I'm like,
I haven't heard from Jimmy like for years.
I think he's a comedian, you know.
Is he?
Mm,
See, I'll have to look him up then.
that's something
I haven't heard from him for years. Yeah, that's yeah.
because he went to a different school to us.
I've got pictures of us in Pontins. Me, Jamie Leggett, Colin Halliday, and Michael Bedington when we were in Pontins, and we went for like a week because
Yeah,
like
that's another.
my sons are going to like fucking Switzerland and that. We went to Pontins in fucking Blackpool or Wales.
What do you remember going to the the Butlins? And they just literally, you went into your own room and you just done what you
Mm.
want. You never seen the
Yeah,
teachers week unless it was the activities. Could you
yeah.
imagine? Who was doing a head count? Who knew how many kids were still in? Do you know what I mean? I
I
as a
can't
teacher,
remember.
that gives me nightmares because when I go on a trip, I'm like literally counting heads every 5 minutes. I'm counting. And I just think, who was counting the heads when I was in Butlins? Just wandering around on a bike.
Yeah, and we would have been like 9 or 9, I think.
When in year 6, it was about year 5. So you had
I'm
about
no
8.
good with years. I'm no good with school years. What age would that be?
So when it used to be top infants, didn't it? And then you had top juniors before you left to go to senior
Mm.
school. But we weren't in the top before we went to seniors. It was the one below that. That's the one I went. So
Yeah,
we must be, was it being about 8 and 9? Because then oh no, 9, 10,
yeah.
and then it's 10, 11,
I've
isn't
got
it?
some pictures of them.
9,
Yeah.
10.
So I know I've got pictures of because I saw them the other day. And we were just left when you think about it. There's your chalet,
Honestly,
that's who you're sharing with.
and how big it was. Don't forget, because it was 2 sites. I
Yeah.
went back not long ago. I remember going back with me and Josh, you know, the way they do the football camps,
Mhm.
like weekends, and you go and you play football. And I remember going, and it was there, and I was like, I come here on my own, and we were just left to run this place. We were left.
That's nuts, that.
How they got us all
That
back,
is nuts when you think about it.
honestly.
I think maybe we were abused as kids. I'm starting to believe it now.
Honestly. You've
80s
got
kids,
to
man, we're
getting
just like,
shot with cruel teachers. I'm sitting on Jimmy Savile's knee. We're just left to roam free. Do you know what I mean? Just do what you want. Going to do
oh, do you
dance,
know what?
Ashworth, you know, just the usual life of a Bootle kid.
You know what? Do you know what? I've been to one of my friends in work from London listens to every episode, and she gives me feedback on each one to like tell me kind of improve. And she's really like into it. She loves every episode and really like she loves hearing the stories, even though she doesn't understand half of them. And she said to me the other day, she went, "I can just imagine you sitting there as you're talking, thinking of the titles for each episode." And it's now I'm just thinking of like showering with teachers and sitting with Savile.
Showering with but that makes it sound like I was showering with the teachers. It was all you. That had nothing to do with me. I had my own cubicle.
Yeah, I can't believe that's your cubicle. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Well, why does we have like the fucking bloody jail ones where we all stand in a row and like getting. Then you have like someone like James Ely come in fucking whipping you with the towel and shit.
We were. Yeah, no, we were quite civilized in the ladies' bathrooms. Apart
Oh,
from
I
if
used
you
to
were
dread
young.
PE. I used to actually dread PE because I'll be sitting there thinking, I don't want to get in the shower with everyone. The fact it's a communal shower first, I don't like communal showers.
Mm.
If the teacher saw you in your shorts, you used to put your shorts on and then wrap your towel around you to go in so we couldn't see your shorts. Otherwise, they'd be like, no, you can't go in your shorts. I'm not going in, bollock. I'm 13 and got no confidence in myself.
I don't know. But nowadays, kids don't even get changed in schools. They come into school in the PE kits now. We were
No.
just willingly getting undressed for
Do you remember the
teachers.
jimmies? We didn't even in the jimmies. We didn't have changing rooms. We used to get dressed in the fucking corridor for PE.
Yeah. And if you didn't bring your PE
Well,
kit,
you
you'd have
guys got the classroom, maybe the lads just got the corridor then.
Mm. Well, I always remember, like, your knickers and vest, if it was no PE kit,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
literally knickers, vest, and no socks on. So we honestly, trauma. You you know all these aces that they talk about in, mental health today and how people have different aces.
Mhm.
I've just nailed off about 6 there, but I can tell you my aces.
I mean, Jimmy Savile's in the lap alone.
They're
Does he have the cigar still?
yeah.
Now then, now then.
I just this is everyone gets so whenever I tell this story, which is not very often because obviously people get like they keep going back and so what did he do and what did he say? And I'm like, I was about 6. Can't remember much. I just remember him not being a very nice person. And obviously now
I mean,
I mean he's not a very nice person. Yeah, honestly.
when I finish these episodes, I'll send it like the link to you and say like, say anything you want to take out or change, whatever. I am 100% not taking that out. It's
Oh,
staying in. No matter what you say, that is not coming out.
well, it had to come out sooner or later. It's been a hidden secret of mine for years.
I I done a joke on my wife a few years ago, and she it, it's not a very nice joke to be fair, but I was like we were watching a show and it was about Catholic priests and what they used to do and all the abuse and how the Pope covers it up, and I sat there and I was like, I got really upset and I was like, do you know I was like an altar boy till I was 16 and I think I need to come to terms with this.
I
And
know,
she was like,
I know.
oh my God, what happened?" I went, I was never touched. I felt so ugly as a kid.
See, I must have been as well because, I was sat on his knee. We're going,
Well, the other one, and I can only say one of the jokes. When I got married, I'd done my speech, and I had some jokes, and I had to get approved first. And my first joke, I'm not going to say it here. It was really vile, and I was told I'm not allowed to say it in my room speech. So I had a second follow-up joke, and I had a joke at the end. So at the end of the speech, I said like, "Oh, when Michelle walked down the aisle, it was so beautiful. I haven't seen anything so beautiful. Well, I have seen something as beautiful. It was Leighton Baines scoring that free kick against Newcastle the other week. That was a lot better." But the joker said, so after my best man done a speech, I got up and I said, "Thanks very much." I said, "I really appreciate that. I haven't been roasted like that since I went on Joe Fixer." And that was it. That was my best. That was my groom speech. Like a lead balloon.
It's
It
either
was like it
one.
was literally 2013, so it was very kind of fresh still.
Right.
Everyone, all my mates were trying to laugh, and the girlfriends were just looking at them like, you know,
Elbow.
and I was just like, okay,
It's definitely a certain type of humour, and I'm the same. I've got the exact same humour, and my kids have. Honestly, they're
yeah,
just
yeah.
they are very like me, and they always say, "Ma, you could have made us loads of money." I'm like, "That's disgusting." They say, "I couldn't make you loads of money because I was ugly." Oh, that's terrible.
Fucking Jimmy Savile, man, I didn't know that.
Mm.
I'm gonna ask Danielle about that next time I see her,
She'll tell
'cause she
you.
was been there.
Yeah, she will tell you.
I'm surprised she wasn't told to mention all that yet.
Mm.
That's to ask her.
Honestly, I'll have to ask my mum because obviously I'm not in England. My mum's got the photograph. I'll have to tell her to send me a picture of the photograph with Jimmy Savile, unless
You need to
someone's
put on
there.
Facebook. Put her on Facebook with like the heads and like this guy was a legend. Anyone remember him?
Did you see? Did you see that one where the someone had put? I don't know whether it's a joke or not, but it was on Facebook, and it was like a company, a weather channel or something was saying, "Oh, happy anniversary," and it was a friend Rose West, and they were saying, "Did you
Yeah,
see it?" That is hysterical.
yeah. There's
That
been a
makes
couple
me
of them.
laugh.
I put one on social media the other day about Nigel Farage because he'd done a promotion video that he got paid for, saying how bossy and Watkins of a man was. And I was just like, all these people who want to vote Farage as because he's a man of the people and he's very honest, but he'll say that for a tenner without checking it out.
It's right.
Fuck you.
Money. And for
And
money.
then I've got people in the comments coming back saying, I'm still voting for him. Like, says more about you. That's not a flex. But no, yeah, I do find them funny when people get caught out with them.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna lower the mood a little bit, I'm afraid. But tell us a time when the city tested you. What was the time when life got hard for you? Or, and again, only share what you want to share. You know, it's your.
Time. So I suppose my biggest real thing, because there's weren't really the city, but it's the city that helped me get through it. So 10 years to this year, my husband suddenly passed away with an embolism. And we had two little, like Josh was only 11, Neve was only 9.
Yeah.
And earlier on in the year, in the January, Neve had just gone through major surgery to have bowel surgery. So she was in hospital for 2 months. We just got out of the hospital. We were getting back into a routine. And then suddenly this major in like upsetting our whole
Hmm.
life upside down, and having to tell me kids, I think, has been
Yeah.
the biggest, or just something you never want to do. Yeah, that's definitely been my biggest fight with the city, in the city. Like, or it was the people that were there, the people
Hmm.
who grew, the people from Marsh Lane, the people from Toxteth where he lived, just the immense amount of outpouring of love shown to him and the kids. Yeah, that I think that's the biggest thing that's ever really hit. Like
Yeah, I
hit.
mean, yeah, especially with two young kids as well. I've got the four boys, and I've been in NAV hospital a few times over the past couple of years where my diabetes and that has been like really high, and they looked at me and said, "You can just die on the spot right now." And like the first time I got diagnosed with diabetes, I went in just like and they checked my bloods and they had me on a bed in 15 minutes on a Friday night in hospital. I was on a bed on a drip in 15 minutes because they were like, you could just die at any minute. But that always just makes me think like the kids and like how hard that is for them. And
Just
well, you know,
telling a 9-year-old, like 9-year-old me, I'd never lost anyone.
mhm,
I didn't lose anyone really till I was like 17 when my nan passed.
yeah,
Never lost anyone. I've still got to this day. My mum and dad, they're like the stay-at-homes for our
mhm,
family. For them to just, like, to have to sit your children down because we just got a phone call, he's being rushed into the hospital, I was getting ready to go up, and then it was like his mum phones went, "He's gone. He's just gone." And I was like, What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And then to sit down with 2 little ones and say, "You're never gonna see your dad again," was
mhm,
the worst thing I've ever had to do in my whole life.
yeah. No,
And
I
I
can
still
imagine that must be so.
still see their faces now to this day. Unbelievable.
And I mean, like you said before, you know, the community around you and the friends and family and all that, that's the only plus side of that is, isn't it? That, you know, the
Yeah.
people that come out and support you through it and get behind you and rally and that.
Mm. 'Cause you
So,
just you go to a different place and
Mhm.
you, you've got to look after your kids. So you're looking after
Yeah.
them. And then when they go, you're on your own. And it's just like, wow. And that's when my friends stepped in and they, like, as I say, that
Mhm.
community come around you and you didn't realise how much you need them, but you
Mhm.
do. And we're lucky
So
from
what are
where
the
we are.
kids doing now?
Pardon.
What are the kids doing now?
So Josh is 22, going to be 23 this year, which is scary. He's a teacher. He works with special needs children who can't
Brilliant.
access. So he teaches them through sport and other ways of teaching rather than in the mainstream.
Mhm.
He loves it, and he's such a caring boy. He's just so loving, and for him, that is a perfect job. And Neve is down in London. She's at Goldsmiths. She's going to be on Broadway, not Broadway, but the other one, West End. I always say Broadway, and she goes
Mhm.
off for that. But she's such a good singer. She's doing Broadway, West End. Sorry, yeah. So really
And,
proud.
that's testament to you then, your family, isn't it? Coming through that such a hardship and such a shocking thing for them to go on and, like, make such big differences and doing so well for themselves.
Yeah, you know,
That's
you
brilliant.
could you only get back what you give.
Mhm.
Gotta give as much as you can. Like I'm a teacher, I've been a teacher for years. So I always felt like I was letting them down. And then obviously when their dad died, it was even worse because it was just me. But
Mhm.
obviously my mum and dad, they stepped in, helped me loads. But it's nice now. My dad's got Parkinson's. Not that that's nice. That sounds awful. My dad got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and my two kids were there when he got diagnosed because he wanted
Mhm.
them to. So they've been through his journey with him, and now our Josh goes every night after work. He goes and sees my dad. He'll go and shave him. He'll do stuff like I said, I'll come and shave it. No way, no way. Not shaving me. Which brings me back to another story that I'll tell you in a minute. But he goes in, he puts my dad to bed for me mum. He'll go and he'll sit with them for
Mhm.
hours and just looks after them. And I just think that's what my dad was like. So it's all
Mhm.
that good role models, like my mum and dad and the family that we've got, that has made the kids today. And you can see, unfortunately, when some of the kids that you see in nowadays, you can see that they haven't had that sort of amazing upbringing we had. We didn't have
Yeah.
nothing. We had no money. We took risks. We were obviously just left to do whatever we wanted, but we were loved and we knew we were
Mhm.
loved. A really big part of being from Bootle.
Yeah.
Everyone loved each other. And as you said, like, you weren't sure whether they knew you for a good reason or a bad reason. And they'd be like, "Oh, I love your dad." Didn't matter whether they looked or hated you, they'd look after you, didn't
Mhm.
they? That's like, oh, Josh has got that real community spirit in him. Eve is gorgeous, lovely, but she just wants to go and fly the world. Josh is a
Fair
homebody.
enough. Well, she'll still
Yeah.
come back and, still be a part of everything, won't she?
Yeah.
It's, there was a person I worked with, and she was telling me one of the other people worked with him, and the other person doesn't have kids and got no interest in kids. And he asked her one day, he said, like, why'd you have kids? Like, what is the appeal of having kids and all that? And she said, it's the circle of life. And it's like, I was raised by my mum and dad, and then they got old, and I've helped, take care of them, and my kids will help take care of me. And it just keeps going round in that kind of circle. And I was
It's
like,
just
I joked about it when she said it. I said, that's why I've got 4 kids. So one of them's got to do well, fucking, at least.
I don't know whether I'll be just put some. I'll be still probably over here. Yeah, I'll just say leave it over there, put it in
Yeah.
someone's home over there. But yeah, it's lovely just to see them with your family, your mum and dad, because obviously your mum and dad
Yeah.
mean the world to you. And then to see how loving Josh and my dad are, just like best mates. Yeah, I've been since he was born. Josh was his first grandson. There's always been that special bond. But then obviously when his dad died,
Hmm.
become closer and like they are inseparable. And you can't say nothing about Josh. If I say, "Oh, but he owes me this," or he's done that, he goes, "It'll be fine. Don't worry about it." But just going back to them, sorry, when you say that, like, people around you and things, and remember when
Hmm.
Josh started growing a beard and the school said you need to shave. And I was like, I didn't shave, I only shaved my legs. I'm a woman. And I was like, so I said to me, he's like, can you help him? And he went, are you messing? I've got Parkinson's. How can I show him how to shave? I was like, what? Do you know what I mean? He was like, you stupid girl. What are you like? And I was like, oh, all right. So it goes to the Asda. I'm there. And I remember just standing. Because who knew there was so many products you can buy
Mhm.
to shave? I just thought it was
Yeah.
like the shaving foam and a razor. That's all I thought. And I got them. It was just over. Where you're just so overwhelmed. And I just remember standing crying in the middle of Asda, and this little old man come past and going, "You're all right, girl." And it just all come out like my sons and my dad's got problems and my dad's died. And he went, and do you know that man stood with me for 25 minutes? I still to this day remember 25 minutes through everything, how
Mm.
to show, to do it, what creams, what he'd need, went through what his skin type was. And I just think you would not get that anywhere else.
No,
For,
definitely not. There's
yeah,
no Manchester or London, that they'd just be like, "We'll just walk past you."
it's focus yet,
You
but
just think,
it was just the sweetest man, and I've never seen him again because when every time I went to Asda,
mhm,
I'd be never seen him again. And just to that way, because we're all busy, we're
yeah,
all a shop. You're in Asda for a reason. You're not there just to help some manic woman to learn to show her. But it just all comes spilling out. The poor man, he's probably thought, "Oh, I'm just going to get rid of." 25 minutes he stood there and went through everything. That's beautiful for you in a nutshell.
I've actually been that man in situations before.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
a few times in town and everything where like to the point one person and I had my earbuds in and I was in a shop and he just like it was an old man, he just tapped me on the shoulder. So I like took my earbuds out. And ends up having a 40-minute conversation with him, but he was telling me all about his kids living in Australia and he doesn't see them. I just know where you like literally only came in to get one thing.
Yeah, like,
But I
people's lives.
couldn't leave him. It was like it was a genuinely interesting guy and I felt so sorry for him. We were on a good chat and that, but you're just like,
Mm.
I'm only on a lunch break.
One of them faces that people trust.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just weird. I'm just like, yeah, it's no, but that's I had to teach George how to shave not too long ago. He asked me because he had like a little fucking bump up on his lip, and he's in cadets and that, so he was like, I need to shave it off.
Just for the same.
Like, gone, mate.
But see, thing is, Josh has always been a big boy, so he was like full on beard by the end of
Mm,
school, like junior school. So it was time that but it just had nothing, and it just all come out, and just as I say,
yeah, I can
no,
imagine. It's what people don't think of when because if I take some of this some last week, if I take the boys to town and like the baby and all that. Men toilets don't have changing facilities for kids, and it's like it's just people don't think, oh, men are going to take their kids out and need to change them, and it's the same like with a single mum, they've got to teach how to shave, and same for a single dad with a daughter about periods and everything else.
yeah.
All them things are where people need someone to step in for them, don't they?
Because people straight away said, "Oh, like your daughter's not going to have someone to walk her down the aisle." And she's got a
No, you
brother.
could walk on you.
Anyone can walk. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's just like the way society is. They didn't think like of stuff like milestones of like learning to shave. Your dad teaches you to shave. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? By the by, but it was just not having that person for him, anyone, and to have to like do it myself. You just things that you didn't think you would have to deal with. So
yeah,
yeah,
and
that was.
that's it, isn't it?
Mm,
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad you come through it stronger, and the kids have come out of really, in good places, haven't they? So that's only that is a positive to take how they turned out. But we'll move back onto the fun stuff now anyway, because that will hopefully get a bit more, not get too heavy again for you.
No, it's fine.
So my next one's my quickfire Scouse quiz. So this is one where I don't send the questions over. It's just quick answers, can elaborate or whatever if we want a little bit on each one, but it's just some random quiz questions. So we know the one for the first one, blue or red?
Blue.
Obviously,
Like,
Liverpool is blue. That's what it is. And we're filming the recording the day after we just beat Filler as well, away,
exactly.
which was just unheard of and unexpected.
No, exactly. We were getting slated by everyone. Oh, it's going to be a killing. No city. I was there with me Everton top on yesterday, loving it.
Well, so that was what time kickoff was that for? So it was being like 8 o'clock over there, yeah?
I was trying to
Uh,
watch the AFCON last night. I could only watch half of the game because it's 12:15, and it was only half
mm,
time, and it was 0-0. I was like, I'm too tired. I'm up for 6 for work. I need to go to sleep. But then they
yeah.
won 1-0, Senegal.
Did you see the trouble on her as well?
No, I had to go to sleep. I was too tired. Getting old.
Have you not seen anything on social media about it?
No, I've been in work. I've come home
Oh,
and
there's been murder. Like, the second half went off.
did
So,
it? You could see it
it's
coming.
I didn't see the second half. I watched the first and I started playing video games and went back at the end. But in the second half, near the end, the ball boys were robbing the Senegalese goalkeeper's towel. And then they were having fights with the Senegalese coaches on the side about the towel because they kept robbing the towel to put the goalkeeper off. Then Senegal had a goal disallowed, which shouldn't have been disallowed. And it didn't go to VAR. So then the referee gave Morocco a penalty. Senegal walked off the pitch and they wouldn't come back on. And then the guy missed the penalty. And now he's getting accused of saying that he was threatened to miss it by the FA and all that, the FIFA. Honestly, go and have a look. It's just wild. It's meant to be like the most corrupt final ever.
Wow. You could
But
see it
I'm
was like,
gutted that turns off.
it was testy when I was watching it, and that's why I wanted to carry on watching it. But I goes, I'm not getting enough work
Yeah.
in the morning.
I was only watching it because I wanted like the two Edson players to lift the trophy at the end, and then I was just like,
That's
I'm gonna,
exactly why I did it. I did exactly the same.
yeah.
I'm gluten free. I can't eat gluten, so neither. But if in me
Ah,
day, it was definitely a bomb. Just bomb.
do you ever remember No Next Chippy?
Yes. No, next was a staple. You'd go and get rotten in Yates's, Sully's, the Merton, and then you would all go down because no next was open for, I don't even know what time they were open, well after the pubs were finished, and you'd go in there and rock in and
Yeah,
get yourself um sausage dinner with onions.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, best times
So
ever.
it just reminds me then, like, because when you say like the North Park, we used to come out the
Yeah.
spoon baths there and then go over to No Next for the chip balm and that.
Do you
It's
remember when
just,
your brother first
yeah.
walked in and she just turned around and I was like, Mom! She was going, shut up. Because I'd never
And
seen it.
everyone knew it was No Next.
Yeah, I was going, but I was like, I didn't get onto it, like why it was called No Next until like obviously you see them and you're like, makes sense. Nice chippy though.
Yeah, it's just a crazy time. Yeah, and I say nice chippy. We had one instant there where one of my mates got a chip balm and he came out and he was just looking at it. And he went back in, he was like, I'm not having this. And she was like, why? And he was like, it's got rat droppings on it. Like, it had all like little black dots all over the fucking balm. And she was like, no, it's raisins, it's raisins, it's raisins. And he was like, no, it's clearly fucking mouse droppings. She was like, it's raisins, it's raisins. And he's just like, he wouldn't argue. You'll know him, David Smith, Miffy.
Yeah,
It
yes,
was Miffy.
that's all.
Yeah, yeah. And he was just like, you know, Miffy's got he won't confront, like, carry on a confrontation. Like, so he was just like, oh, okay. And then walked out, just like threw it straight in the bin.
When you think though how many people who've been rotten, I bet that.
Swear
That's
to
when you,
God, it definitely looked like mouse droppings rather than fucking anything else. She was just like, it's like, you know, the grains or whatever on the palm. Like, no, the pure black mouse droppings then.
oh,
It probably wasn't, and we probably just wound Miffy up so much that he threw it away in the end. He's a good lad, though. Red cabbage, beetroot, none or both on your Scouse.
beetroot all day.
Best crisps from the offie.
Thingies.
Oh, someone else said thingies last week. Do you know
Did
you can
they?
still get them?
Yeah.
There's a few shops in Bootle that still sell them.
Thingies, mate. They were, oh. And I
They
think
were the
because
one where the 10 pence bag.
you had a couple of you could get a couple of bags, but you needed a couple of
Yeah, yeah.
bags in because they were like,
And you couldn't get your hands inside them because the bag was
yeah,
so small.
well, yeah. Loved thingies. What was the
I
other
still
one?
get them nowadays. I still get
Do you
them every now and again.
the American linebackers were they or something? They were
The
like,
which?
they were American something, American linebackers. No, but they were little footballers. Oh, I'm not
No, I don't know them.
I probably made it up. It was probably a black one that my ma used to get from like Aldi or something. Say that they were real crisp.
Yeah. It's when your mum used to go to Netto and you weren't allowed to tell you in case you found out she was in Netto and you were eating Netto stuff.
James, I remember my
What
nan
do you mean
took
if
me.
it's in Netto? Why if it's in Netto? Everyone's got to rip you at school.
Yeah, my nan took me because I was off school sick, so I was in my nan's, and she took me, and I was like that. And as we were walking along, a school bus went past, and they were going, Netto Basha, and I was that embarrassed. I was the whole trolley tripped up and took me nan right out, and then I felt so guilty because it took me nan out, but I was like, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, I'm so sorry, nan. It was the bag. It was like I was just trying to get it right because I felt ashamed. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like that massive.
You would isolate if you got caught in Netto.
Mm.
And there was one right by our school as well,
By the Ford
right by
garage.
the old Maggie Mays, and that wasn't it? Not
Yeah.
Maggie Mays. What was that pub called? Was it Maggie
It
Mays?
was it was Maggie Mae's, wasn't it?
What was
On
that?
the corner. That's
Was
a
it? Yeah.
nursery.
Well,
Yeah, that's a nursery.
yeah. No. No. Sure.
And what used to be the Netto is now the Asda, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Home and Bargains or B&M?
It depends what I want. But I do like a good stroll round B&M because you can go in
What's
there.
your
You can go in to get like kitchen roll or something, and you come out with a barbecue, the garden furniture, a lamp, a desk, and you're like, I only come in for toilet roll. So yeah,
Yeah, mine's when I get to the front till and it's like I just watch the thing just popping up and up the price, and it's like
yeah,
it's saying around like £55. I'm like, fuck,
yeah.
oops.
I do miss
uh,
that. But yeah, we don't have anything like that. Just the malls.
just gonna say, so is there no equivalent over there, or
No, no, not where I live.
what you
No,
call
it's just
trainers?
malls, trainers, traps,
Trainers,
trainers, webs.
traps.
Mm. Oh, Josh,
Pick
the
one,
webs.
lads, lad. Or, sorry, go on.
So my son Josh, he calls them webs. So I sometimes say me webs, but it's more trainers. I'm just like trainers. I think I'm posh.
Yeah, you are going to be. Do you know what else was making you posh? And you said it before, and I was going to pull you up on it.
Go
You
on.
said Asda. You
I think
said I went Asda. You never said that Asda.
yes.
Yeah,
I forgot myself.
that's too much teaching English in foreign schools. That
It is. I forgot myself. I didn't say the acid anymore.
yeah, you literally said Asda, and I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound right. um,
So
lads, lad, or kidder?
it's hard what kids are. I think it's lads. That's not really.
Lad.
It's not something I would say normal. Yeah, if I had to say one, I think in the day it would have been kidder. Like when I was.
Kids is I said this to Ian Jones the other week. Kids has like died out with our generation.
Yeah.
I think we were probably like the last ones who used that like non-ironically a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Say sounds in a way you'd mean it most.
I say it a lot, even in text. Like I was talking to the girl before, and she said she's from Manchester, and she said whenever I send it to her, she goes, "I always say it in your in Scouse." So I go, "Sounds," and I'm like, "I don't talk like that." And she's like, "I know you don't, but that's how I hear you saying it." And I suppose it's just sound. I just say it all the time. Sound.
Um, what's your favourite way to say it then? Angry, annoyed, happy, acknowledgement.
Again, it depends who it's with. If it's with my kids and they've done me head in, it's sound when they're after something. Sound, whatever. So yeah, that's probably the best way to say it.
I think that yeah, we've talked about it a few times, so everyone brings it up. It's like the most versatile Scouse word, completely. Best insult, that's technically not an insult, but just gets used anyway.
You've got a face like a robber's dog. Love it. Love it. I love that. Oh my God, did you see her? She had a face like a robber's dog. And I just howl every time. And I was telling the girls we were on a walk before. The girls from South.
Robber's dog.
We were on, and I was saying to them, I was saying like I was coming on here, and I said, you know, something that you're saying in
Mhm.
Liverpool, and I said I always remember, like, especially being a kid and listening to the adults talking. Did you see such and such as one's new fella? She had girlfriend. She had a face like a robber's dog, and I was always howl. I think it's hysterical. And I use it now. God, she looks like a robber's dog, but I didn't even know what does a robber's dog look like. Do you know what I
Um,
mean?
I'd imagine it's like a little fucking squatty, like fucking one
Yeah.
of them, like dogs, like just squat like that, fucking head bouncing, fucking
Another thing,
droopy cheeks down here.
yeah. And I said the other day to the fella I worked with, "Come here, soft lads, what's going on?" And he was like, "What? What are you talking about? Why you calling me that?" And I was like, "In Liverpool, that's like a term of endearment, soft lads." I
Yeah,
said, "I call my
yeah.
son soft all the time." I said, "It doesn't mean you're soft, it's just a nice term of endearment." But over here, people just don't get me because obviously, I'll say you're
It,
unique.
it's quite dangerous, isn't it, when you go to like different places and you say stuff because they don't understand that. It doesn't mean like
Yeah.
the word cunt is just so normal. Like, you're a fucking cunt, you mate, and you just like say it to your best mate in a like, oh, I love you kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're a
Fucking
right cunt.
big.
Yeah. Honestly, but I think the only time I've really slipped up here was in the UK, you can say to the kids, "Oh, you behave or you're going in the bin." And it was a mess. Said it to one of these kids. He
Oh,
starts crying and says, "I'm going to tell my mum you're going to put me in the bin." I was like, "No, I'm not putting you in the bin. I'm just playing. I'm playing this clip, but I'm not putting you in the bin." Honestly, I had to literally message the dad and say, "Look, in England, this is a term of endearing. We've messing with the children. I would never put your child in the bin." Yeah, honestly, cried. Started full on tears crying.
like they're quite strict over there as well for like a lot of stuff, aren't they? So
Not as much as people say. Not as much as people
right,
say.
well, it's not as bad as like you're there about.
No, no. I mean, I get stared at a lot because I've got the red hair and it's quite
Mhm,
long. So they've seen blonde and brown haired people, but because mine's red, I get a lot of like stares looked at.
mhm.
But other than that, you can go round in your shorts and t-shirts. You can go in, unless you're going somewhere specific, like in school, I can't just go in my shorts and t-shirts. Obviously, you've got to
But I
wear
mean, like
dress.
with like words and language and stuff, like they quite
Certain words you can't say. Certain
yeah.
countries do not exist. Actually being
Really?
out of atlases. Yeah, yeah.
Can you
The
say
t
what it is, or will someone break your door down?
I'm scared. I'm scared someone um, you can't say that you're Jewish. It's
Oh
not
yeah, yeah.
not a religion. Um, yeah, it's just it's strange, but
That's crazy, isn't it?
there's a loads of things, like, when I first started, they were like, "You can't have, nose piercings, you can't have tattoos." I was like, "Well, I best go home then, because 'cause I've got all of that." And
Mhm.
it's never been a problem. Do you know what I mean? But it's not like I'm
Yeah, I
out.
think it's only if like, isn't it? If it's like you've got like tattoos like completely showing all the time, and it's more
Yeah.
like if you're getting in people's faces with it and that they don't like, don't they?
To be fair, they just leave me alone. I leave them alone. I'm quite respectful and they're respectful. So it's a nice place to live. And I mean, if you can get over them not being the Asda, then you're okay. You can do it. It is. I mean, I wish I'd have done it long ago and brought my kids out here,
Mhm.
because I've seen that people
They'd
that have
have
worked.
drivers by now, because they'd have drivers by now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wish I was that good. But yeah, I just like the people that I work with have got young families over here, and their lifestyle is
Mhm.
so much better. And I just think, especially now with what everything's going on where we live, it would be lovely. But yeah, I definitely would suggest to people. But I just miss everyone so much.
Do you know what? I just missed the football. I wouldn't be able to not go to the match.
Well, this place here, we can go and watch it. And
Yeah, but no.
the myth that you can't drink. Oh, I know what you mean. Going to actually see a football.
Yeah,
We
I could
have got
not actually go.
There is
The what?
football teams. I think it's called Alain. Is our local.
Yeah, but it's not Everton.
It isn't. It isn't.
It,
But I just go.
that's the thing that I'd miss. That's the thing I'd miss more than anything. Because when I lived in America for 6 months, when I was
God,
18, I just missed Everton.
yeah, yeah. Josh would be the same, because he's season ticket holder, isn't he? So he would
Mm,
be. I don't think he'd be, because he was saying about, because he's a teacher. He's like, I might come out, and I was like, think about it. I said, because you've
yeah,
had your season ticket. He's had the season ticket since he was like 5.
yeah.
For him to give it up now, I said, just wait and see. I mean, it is a good life, but I don't really want him to come over here, because I think there's better places in the world that they can go. This is a lovely,
Mhm.
it is lovely, but I want him to make his own decision. I don't want him to just do it because I've done it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Make your own pathway, isn't it?
Mm.
Finish this sentence. I'm not asked, but
Evan a fucking boss.
it's not a fucking boss. I thought you were going to say I'm not asked, but fucking put her away, Jimmy.
I thought I was going to say, but you're not fucking using Jimmy Savile. I know it's now. I am never going to put that
I'm
down.
not.
I'm doing that now. That's it, done for life.
I'm not asked, but stop blowing the smoke.
I'm not asked, but you didn't fix it for me.
One of my managers, he's from Leeds, and every time when I speak to him, sometimes if it's like a bit of banter going on, he answers the phone and be like, "Now then, now then."
This episode's definitely got to be based
I
upon.
can't even title it anything to do with him because it'll just. I've had a couple of interviews with the BBC, and I don't want to cut my ties with them.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
I came back from one of the interviews you'd done the other week, and I had like the badge for the BBC and all that, and took a picture of me with the badge. And I came back and I said to my wife, I was like, fucking, listen, I just want to make it very clear. I've got nothing to do with the U3 inquiries. I wasn't there, I wasn't involved. I know I'm associated with the BBC now, but you know. Well, the best one, I went to Peter's after one of them, and I had the badge still on. Knocked on his door and asked for to see his fucking license.
Oh, yeah, I've got a few blue words.
Got your license there, lads. Best place or person to get proper Scouse from?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the cooked meats on Marsh Lane. They do a nice
The what?
Scouse. The cooked meat.
Which one?
Do you know on the corner of Savile Street?
Mm.
There's a little, like, the butty shop, it's called. But it's called the cooked meat. But they do, like, all sorts in there.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. And that's got the best Scouse around.
Mm. My mum used to be good at Scouse, but as she's gotten older, it's not as good. I make a
That's
mean
insane.
Scouse. I make a mean
Is
Scouse.
your mum going to watch this episode and you just said that on recording?
She'll admit it.
Oh,
I was always the better cook, she says. That's only because I make the Christmas lunch, so she doesn't have to.
fair
So she
enough.
goes, "You're the best cook," and yeah, you see why.
That is the best way of doing it, isn't it?
Mm.
Favourite Scouser, famous or none?
I love Tony Bellew. I don't know why. It just seems like I want to go for a pint with him, talk about the blues. I love the way he gives the shit to everyone when they pretend to be fucking fake supporters. He just says, "Nah, mate, you're not. You can't."
Yeah.
I just think he would be funny to have a drink with and go and watch the match with.
We our George done a thing with Everton in the community, and he was up for an award. Tony Bellew was hosting it, and he was at the back of the stage, and I was like, man, let's try and get a picture with him. And we just like shouted out, Tony, come get a picture of the kids. And he came out and like got a picture with us. And then he just got bombarded by everyone, so I felt really fucking guilty because everyone was just bombarding him.
But
But
he
he was
sound
sound though, he was a nice fellow.
gonna say he does. But you know what? This is gonna etch in me throat. But again, going back to when I used to go to football with Josh to them like weekends away, and he always had a celebrity, and every year seemed to be a fucking Liverpool player, and it used to piss me off, and I'd be like, fucking hate them. But John Barnes was on there, and do you know what? One of the nicest fellas I've ever met. Absolutely lovely.
So I let when Stephanie Card's on the episode, I let her have John Barnes, the favourite Scouser, but he's not a Scouser.
No, I know. And I used to
So
hated him because she's a big blimp. She hated him, and she says, "He's not even a Scouser. So what are they cheering for him for?" And I'd be like, "Nah, don't leave it at that." Like Nan's wearing them days as well. She was terrible.
yeah.
So Nan, leave him alone. But I didn't like him as a football player. I didn't rate him and like that. But just
Mm.
he come down and he sat and talked to our kids. Like my dad's a Liverpool fan, and he took photographs and he sent a little message to my dad and stuff. So you've got to give credit where credit's
Fair
due.
play.
Tony
Fair
Bellew.
play, but he's still not a Scouser, so.
Yeah. Tony Bellew.
Favourite park in Liverpool?
Favourite park. I was going don't know. Kings Park?
Hmm?
Kings?
King's Park's a shout. Favourite Scouse building?
Do you know what? I actually love the cathedral.
The Anglican or the
I like both of them.
both of them?
Yeah, but the the Catholic one is just immense. I think because we've done
think-
so much in there as well. Didn't we? We went with
I've probably done more on the Anglican than the Catholic one
the Catholic.
over the years. Like,
Didn't we go to there for the reunions and everything? And I remember being in there and them doing songs of praise. I was on songs of praise in there with the
I
HCPT. You would have been in because we were there.
I might have missed that one. I think I remember missing something about Songs of Praise.
Yeah, we were on songs of praise. It's my claim to fame.
Yeah, I think I missed that one.
In St James's singing Behind Sonia. Do you remember that?
No,
Behind Sonia. Yeah. Don't know why.
I definitely missed that because I've got such a crush on Sonia.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember doing it.
But I definitely remember that.
Again, back to Jamie, like, because me and him were proper divas, and remember belting it out. And we went to the Southport. It was Southport Pavilion, and she was singing. I don't know why she had us like kids from Bootle singing just Bootle just in the background in our uniform singing. Yeah. Must be in help
I mean, I don't know.
poor people or
I mean,
something. It's
I must have been there then, but I don't remember it, to be fair.
oh, yeah, honestly. Ask some more Bootle heads who were in St James's. We sang
Yeah, yeah.
behind. Yeah. Mm,
I'll have to see who we still speak to from St James's.
mm.
But no, yeah. I remember we'd done like a play one year, and I was on like the lights or something, and every other school came from around the area to watch us do it.
Was it Tutankhamun, the
Yeah,
Egyptian?
it was because they done walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I was on
went.
all the lighting and the sounds and that.
Yeah, that that was some sort of yeah, everyone come to see it, didn't they?
Like literally every school was forced to come watch us do it.
It was fun, wasn't
We done like 5 nights. It was like a proper like theatre like week.
it? Pound a ticket, my mum was fuming.
Mr. Rourke made a fortune on that.
Yeah, but that was to make a new kitchen because we had that kitchen that we used to get the burnt dinners all the time. You've got a photo in your
Oh, yeah.
mum's in the brutal times with the dinners because they were burnt.
Yeah, from about Beatle times. Yeah, I remember that play because I'd done sounds and the lights, and I remember someone daring me to do the lights up and down quickly once, and I got the guy who was running it like it was a theatre group, weren't it?
Yeah,
And he bollocked me for it, like,
yeah,
and I just done like quickly went up and down on the lights, and he was like, "Why did you do that?" Like, I got it.
full on performance like a Shakespeare play, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. When you think
Just
back, like, yeah, it wasn't like because when I'm going to like the kids' performances now, there was nothing on that level. We had microphones and all proper equipment.
the lighting and everything, yeah. It's where our Neve gets it
That's good.
from.
I need to find out. I need to find out more about what that was about now.
Mm.
I'm gonna research that and find out where that came from
I do
because that
remember
was something different that no one else was doing.
I do feel like it was Tutankhamun. I just feel like it was
It was
Egypt.
Tutankhamun because they played with the song was "Walk Like an Egyptian."
Mm.
Yeah, it was the Bangles "Walk Like an Egyptian." Everyone was doing that.
I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it. So it was definitely Tutankhamun. Yeah. Did we do Scouse building? Favorite Scouse building? Like
I
you said,
said,
the cathedral.
"Fuck,
Yeah.
are
Sorry.
we going to the cathedral?"
Did you ever go to Grafton?
I worked there.
You worked in the Grafton.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did I bump into you a few times there when I was in there?
Did. Yeah, I did. I went because I used to go and
I
see all my
think I
mates.
remember now you working there.
I worked there, yeah. I worked there. I started off,
Mhm.
when I finished school in college to pay for college. I was in, Sully's, but Sully's got burnt down, if you remember. Someone petrol bombed it. Someone petrol bombed
Deservedly
Sully.
so.
So, yeah. So I ended up, transferring to the Grafton, and I used to go and first I started off collecting coats in the coat place, and then I was on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
boat to work
What's the
there.
connection between Scully's and the Grafton then?
There wasn't it just a job come up, and I asked the
Oh,
fella
like
that
so it's like a transfer with like the same
I asked
company or
the
something.
fella at Sully's, was he because I was only 16, I wasn't even supposed to be working in
Mhm.
Sully's, and I asked him
I mean,
so I asked him to phone up, and then he got me the job yeah, because he tried to get everyone jobs because obviously they got blew up. I think that was a dodgy.
well, Sully's.
Mm, definitely dodgy, that wasn't it?
Yeah. I hated Sully's. You know?
I yeah.
I hate to go there. You just like be cramped everywhere. And everyone's just like, but everyone was just moody as fuck.
Mm. I just
You
remember
just get dirty.
taking everyone's money on the door as they were going in because I was literally 16. I was just having the best time of my life. The doorman would all go over and get me like little hot chocolates, and then I'd be sitting there made up just taking people's money. You turn around, just faces pressed to the windows and doors. I just
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it for that. I didn't like
Oh,
go. Obviously, I couldn't.
no, yeah. Yeah, Ian said that was his favourite place ever, Sully's, I think.
So Lewis probably took
Yeah,
flutes
he said
off
that.
him as well.
Don't get it. Didn't get it. Favourite Beatles song?
Let it be.
Sure.
Mm. I remember,
Favourite Scouse musician? Or sorry, go on.
I remember singing it in Spain.
Yeah, it's
It's a good one.
hauntingly beautiful.
Mm.
Favourite Scouse musician or band that's not the Beatles?
Oh, what was his name? Thingy Burns.
Pete Burns, Dead or
Burn.
Alive.
Yeah, Dead or Alive. Yeah, I
Okay,
liked.
that's
Mm,
yeah, yeah. Don't think anyone normally says Pete Burns. To be fair,
yeah, no, he was
that's
an
a shout though.
amazing singer. I don't think if he'd have come out now, I think he'd have done well better than what he did. I think he was just in the wrong time because he had such a good voice, and I just don't
He
think
did, to be fair, like,
I don't think people obviously because of his quirky looks, and I know it was around that time it was the similar, but there's too
mm.
many of the same. But I think he was such an amazing singer, and I think he would have done a lot better now.
Well, he was probably going against Boy George at the time, wasn't he? So if he's going by
Mm,
Boy George, is leading the way on that.
mm.
Radio City or Juice FM?
Um, I was at Juice FM for a long time. I just liked their morning show, but then Kev C took over on Radio City, and I loved it.
Kev
So,
C's was boss, like.
yeah, so funny of a
He was
morning.
the he was just funny Kev C in the morning. You just remember like going into school listening to him.
Mm.
Favorite place for a night out, past or present?
Paradox.
Paradox.
Loved the Paradox. It had a bit of
Never went
everything.
Paradox, you know.
Did you know? Country?
Nah,
Oh,
no.
but used to get the bus from Yates's for a fiver. It used to
Mm.
give you there and back. You'd get you paid in, and then it'd have like the Deja Vu, which was all the old songs, and then you'd go into the main room, which was all the dance songs. Then you'd have coffee. So every base was sort of
Never heard that.
oh, it was boss. Loved it.
Yeah, never went to Paradox. We used to go to a snooker club and just get drunk in there all the time when we were like 4, 15. No. Then it
Right.
closed down like when we were like 18, didn't it?
Mm. See, when I used to work in Sully's, I'd finish at a certain time, and I'd just run down and get on the Paradox bus with all the people who worked in the 80s because we were all mates. And we just all did the Paradox in our clothes in like what we'd been in working. Best nights ever. Yeah.
Nah, fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't never been, to be fair, but I know loads of people that did. Okay, so what's the Scouse trait you carry? What's the bit that's only forged from Liverpool? What have you took over to Abu Dhabi with you?
Yeah. Being able to see a funny side of everything. Like when people are
Okay.
just pissed off and I'll just say something just dead random, like, shut up, soft lads, or something like that, and just everyone ends up laughing. So just being able to like, and I think that is just something we don't like it being that like that in the pool too. We
Hmm.
hate it being quiet or everyone being mizzos. So yeah, I think that's what it brought along with me. That's that comedian part. I don't feel like I'm a comedian, but people here I just think I'm dead funny, and I'm like, "Love that. I'll take that."
Um, that's like, yeah, I think everyone's like that from the pool. It's like whatever someone laughs at, you just roll with it, don't you? And it's just like, yeah, I'm going on a full fucking 90-minute stage set now about how funny this is.
Yeah, definitely. And some of them can't, well, a lot of them can't understand what I'm saying and they have to tell me to slow down. I mean, the first couple of weeks that I was here, people's faces were just like looking at me constantly because they couldn't understand what I was saying. And I was like, you should hear people that are actually really Scouse back where I live. I said,
Oh yeah.
because it's actually quite slow and I've got quite
Hmm.
like pronounced words. I said, but in Liverpool, this is not where I speak. I said, I speak well different. And they're like, no way. I was like, yeah, I'm actually posh for this. They were like, so yeah,
Do you find like you speak, you put on more of a less of an accent when you're not around with the Scousers?
yeah, because they've
Because
said
I do it in work in Manchester.
you do, but obviously with the jobs we've got as well, there's a
Mm,
certain so professionalism you'd have to, not that a Scouse
mm.
isn't professional, but for me, I have to teach children like certain words and things. And although I am slipping in Scouse words, I am getting that in.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll have like an army of Arabic Scousers coming over. They are coming. They're on the way. So yeah, I think because of that, I am more aware of how I speak.
Hmm.
But when I came home, I just fell back into just talking with my family and that. And when I've come back, they've started again. Slow down, slow down. I'm like, I'm not even fast. We
People
obviously
have
are.
said to me, like, when the baby on the phone to, like, a friend or something in work, if I'm on the phone and all that, they're like, "I don't understand a word you're saying." Like, normally they're all right with it and all that, but and, like, the professionalism, like, I've never been called professional in work at all, ever anyway, so it's just, yeah. I just say
Uh,
anything and just, like, whatever.
well,
I go
maybe
on
I'm the
meetings with social workers, I'm like, "This fucking prick of a staff member, fuck this."
no, I could get fired if I say stuff like that in my job, so gonna keep hold of it.
Yeah, and so could I probably, but most people seem to think it's because it's you're just being real and just being truthful. It's just like most people like it, thankfully. So when's the time do you think that Scouse trait got you in trouble? Has it ever got you into any bother?
No, I've been in trouble a lot of times, and it's whether it's that
Just trying
Scouse
to think
trait,
you're funny and that.
it's me, just me. Um,
Thinking you're
suppose like
funny when it's,
when
and
I was
people are just
saying
like,
about
"Fuck that."
putting the kids in the bin, like that was just something funny
Mm.
that we would say in Liverpool, like, "Oh, get in the bin," or "I'm putting you in the
Yeah,
bin."
yeah.
Kid crying that I could have really got into trouble for that. Like that was one that was a bit dodgy. So I have had to like strain that in.
Telling my nanny about you.
See? The driver is going to tell my father. I was like, oh, sorry. But yeah,
And
so
you know what? That's the thing then, how does that work? So, like, if we're picking the kids up and the teacher's got something to tell us, do you have to, like, tell the driver to pass the notes on to the parents?
yeah, but they can't the most of them can't speak even English. So I have to dojo
Yeah,
message
obviously.
them. But it's like 25 past 10 here now. And I'm just
Mm.
been looking over to the side. My phone is pinging with parent messages. That's the bad
And that's
damn.
on, like, is that, like, an app and all that?
Yeah, it's an app and it just pings messages through constantly. So that's the bad side. Whereas once you finished in Liverpool, although you'd be working from home, I don't do any work from home here. The parents are just constant. They're paying for their child's education, but it's like,
Mhm.
why did my child only get 4 out of 5 on the math? You tell me.
Because
Why did your child? If you were in Liverpool,
funnily enough, because he
celebrate.
can't count.
Yeah, you'd be celebrating that in Liverpool, mate. That would be like all over Facebook. My son got 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
There,
yeah.
it's a insult. But yeah, it just pings constantly. That's the only thing. The parents are so hardcore.
So what so I had, like, a couple of people on the episode's out. It'll be tomorrow as we're recording, and they've just quit their jobs as teachers in Liverpool to go travelling the world. They're in Singapore now, or Kuala Lumpur, I think.
Mm.
Um, but they're travelling, like, the next year. They quit the jobs last year, and they just said, basically, it's not enjoyable teaching in England anymore. Is that what, like, you felt, or?
Yeah. Y- To a degree, it's my whole thing as a teacher. The children are my main aim, my main concern. They're happy and things,
Mhm,
and getting taken away from that because of what the government want you to provide for evidence for this, that, and the other.
mhm.
And you weren't having that time with the children. You were just mini testing them all the time, but they test here a lot. They test a lot. The parents are a lot. But I am spending a lot less time doing paperwork and things
Yeah,
and with the children, and it's been nice. So yeah, I do get why people are moving away. I think that's why a lot of people are coming over here because it is one of
mhm.
the easiest places to come to work with, and they're constantly looking for teachers. They love UK teachers.
Yeah,
Um,
they're not doing teaching.
going
They
on.
literally, Beth, she's an artist, so she's set up her own her art site and all that, like, where she's selling her stuff, and Matt just wants to travel, and he, like, does all, like, subbing and all that, but, yeah, they've been saving, and they're just traveling Asia and, Australia for the next year or so, probably longer.
Tried to
Lovely
go.
couple, like,
I tried to teach in Australia, but they said I was too old, so I was livid. Literally too old. Like, thanks, love.
I
Thanks.
mean, yeah, I mean, there's only, like, what, 43, 4 at the time?
Yeah,
That's bad, that, like.
too old. They cut you off at 40 because they want a good 20 years out here, and I weren't going to give them 20 years.
But you're giving them the experience of the 40 years that you've got.
No, no, because it's
You'd be able
mad.
to tell them, like, I remember back in the days when I was getting smacked on the back of my legs with a fucking ruler.
Yeah, I don't think that goes down very well. No, it's being
Yeah,
fine
but
here and talking about all the
yeah,
other
but
stuff.
how was a teacher now in the 20s know what that feels like to not do it to another kid?
Yeah,
That
honestly,
that's the evidence there. That how would they know that that feels not very nice?
because I've had it done. But to be honest,
Yeah.
sometimes I can see why they did it. I can see why
Mm,
they do stuff at us and stuff because we were horrible.
yeah. I mean,
But kids are even worse now, and I just like I would never work senior school. Never. I only work
yeah,
with
yeah.
the little ones because they still love you. They still tell you every day, "I love you." They don't call you a cunt. Do you know what I mean?
Do you remember when? Do you know what? This just come back to me. There's two things there, from the Jimmies actually. There was one where we used to get ripped if you called the teacher mum by
Oh,
mistake when you like.
yeah.
At least I
And
don't think that happens as much
did it.
anymore, does it?
No, we
I don't
all
know if
did.
does that happen still or no.
Yeah. But
Does it? Yeah.
yeah, I'm just waiting for the time when it's 9, and I swear to God, I might have to give up teaching. That's when I'm giving up.
So the other one that I just remembered, and it was years ago. We used to go to Wales every weekend because Mum had a caravan in Prestatyn and Wincups and Rill, Tawan, Tawan,
Oof,
Tawan, Tawan,
have it.
Tawan.
Oh,
Uh,
haven't.
yeah, and we used to spend sometimes we'd be like there for the weekends and that. And I remember coming into the Jimmy's one day, and I can't remember whose class it was, but it was when we used to have to sit on the mat in the classroom, and it was like we all have to sit on the mat on a Monday morning, like she'd go through the teacher go through whatever it was, and she'd say like, "Stand up, everyone." So we'd all have to stand up, say, "Sit down if you went to church yesterday,"
Mm.
and everyone would sit down. And I remember standing up one weekend, and she went, "Why didn't you go to church yesterday, Adam?" And I was like, "Because we were in Wales, miss. We didn't come back till like late on the night. We were in Wales the weekend." She went, "Does Wales not have churches?" And I
Oh.
was like, I don't know. And she was like, "It does." I don't want to hear that as an excuse again. So the next week we went to Wales again for the weekend. And I remember saying to Mum, "I can't go into school." And I must have been about like 6 or 7. And I
That's
was like, "I can't go into school and say I've not been to church again." So she took us to find a church in town,
the
and it was
district.
fucking Welsh speaking church.
Mm. I remember it well. My mum took
And
us.
yeah, I remember having to sit through this Welsh speaking mass. But the next day when it's at school, I was like, "Yes, I went to church in Wales."
Did she believe you? It's the one she believed you because they never used to believe anything you said. To be fair, it did
Well, yeah,
lie.
I mean, yeah,
I
yeah.
did
No,
so that's
'cause
probably why maybe.
I can't remember which teacher it was, but it was the same teacher where we'd done the Iron Giant. We made the big Iron Giant,
Oh, is that Mrs.
and I
Herrick?
used to do the who
Mrs. Herrick. She was
was she
dead.
quite strict?
Yeah, and she was dead stern,
Yeah, it
and she
was.
had, like, a
Yeah,
proper, like, low back.
yeah, yeah.
Like, looked like she went with a fella to get a haircut, show her back and sides, dancing lads. She did, honestly.
It was her then, yeah. And because we had that, and we done the aluminium thing where we had to like bring the cans in, and I was one of the crushers. Used to crush the cans and put them into the thing, and
All the good jobs.
we used to get
I
like
just
2 pence back for the fucking cans and all that. Yeah, it was massive. Plus, it was like a 6 foot like box Iron Giant that we had wrapped in silver, and we'd spent like a fucking 6 months making it in the class.
yeah, wonder where that is now.
Yeah, I don't think that survived the end of the year. You know, I think that got thrown in the aluminium bucket that we had.
Got money back off it.
Ah, yeah, because we had them big buckets that we had to put the cans in, and it was me and there was 2 other lads, and we used to go in and crush all the cans and to make it get more in it.
Yeah.
And then we got invited to go to the aluminium like can fucking making place factory.
Lucky thing, what a trip.
I didn't go because I think it was when my granddad died, so I didn't get to go in the end.
Oh, no. Oh, bless you.
I definitely didn't go whether I was sick or something happened, but I definitely didn't go to it. I couldn't go.
God.
No, yeah, fucking, you brought back a load of memories of Jimmy's for me today, you know?
I know. I think it's not until someone says something, is it? And it's like, oh God,
Yeah,
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 I don't remember that. Yeah, I
yeah.
did Jimmy's many times.
So, I mean, we've talked about it a lot. The seat you're filling now. Where are you today? What are you up to? What are you most proud of? Um, but then also, if a younger version of you could see you now, what would surprise them most?
That I'm a teacher. Because I was a delinquent. The shit I used to give teachers, honestly, because I remember meeting Mrs. When I was on training to be a teacher, and she looked at me like, you really want to be a teacher? Really?" And then I seen her again a bit later on when I was a teacher, and she was like, "Oh, you made it." I was like, "Thanks, love, you had it." But
Was
yeah,
she all right, like, or
yeah, she just looked the same, like, exactly the same. I think it was the same trackie and everything. Probably stunk still.
Miss
Mm,
Sharrock had the nickname, didn't she?
yeah.
And it's the one that the
The reason why I said when you asked me, "Did they get showers with us?" and I was like, "Definitely not."
it's just come back to me.
Mm. There was a song and
It's come back to me, the nickname.
there was a full-on song and everything about her, about
Was
this,
it?
yeah, about
I
that
genuinely
nickname.
can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say it because if she
Yeah.
ever does come round to hearing this, it wouldn't be
Yeah,
nice.
definitely not.
Moving on from that then. Um, so looking back then, what's your legacy around Liverpool? What you want to leave and what you want to take away?
I think I go back to that man in the Asda. So you got me
Hmm.
saying the Asda now. Just having a bit of time for people. You don't know what people are
Yeah.
going through and what and 5 minutes to you is nothing.
Hmm.
So just hope that I was one of them people who took that time to listen to someone. And I think I do. And as I say, that's what I've started doing over here with the teaching, giving people their power
Hmm.
back, not just TAs. They are a member of our staff and giving them, you know, that self-worth that they deserve. And I hope
And that's it, isn't it? It's like just taking that time to listen to someone. As you say, you don't know anything that they're going through. They could be having like the worst fucking day of their life, and just listening to someone's made a big difference for them.
I just even a smile. I smile at everyone. And some people, especially over here, some people just look at me like I'm strange. But it's just something I always do, just smile at everybody.
It's funny when you do that, and like people don't expect it, or they're like from like London or something. Like, you fucking small, innit? The fuck are
Yeah.
you doing?
They look at you as if you're just
Sort of getting kicked off and all that. I mean, I don't smile at anyone in London when I go there because I just know it's not going to go be well reciprocated.
it's just I went over there when I come home at Christmas. I went to pick Neve up from London because all of a sudden she couldn't get a train. I had to come and pick her up. So I just went over to see her and I went to see her little flat. And then I was just smiling at people because I was so happy to be home. And yeah, didn't get down well.
It's yeah, I can imagine. It's, if you could fast forward 30 to 50 years, what would you hope your time meant from the city? What would it look like? It
What was
is. I'm
in
trying to get deep. I'm
this
trying to be like Parky in that, aren't I?
hockey is right, mate. Got all my secrets out, and so my legacy, what I was want to leave, now community. I would like that brutal community maybe to come back to the way it was. Doubt it will
Yeah.
because people totally changed now, but you just never know.
No, there's too much
So,
negative influences on people's thoughts and opinions and
Facebook and
how people think.
Twitter and people believe every single thing that I just wish I could just shake them and say, you don't have to believe everything you read. You know,
Hmm.
like people, like I was saying before, people say about over here and this is going to happen to you. You can't do this, you can't do that. Come over and see. The first thing I found was a place that I can get alcohol delivered to me flat. That was what I done. And that's what it was my aim. I got it. I found out where the nearest pubs are. We've got an Irish bar here, so we can drink, you know.
I mean, imagine going into Abu Dhabi, London, and just going, right, where's the offie?
Yeah. I don't even have to go to the offie, mate. It comes to me.
Whi- Which kid's driver wants to go pick me booze up?
Yeah. Do us a favour, mate. Drive me down to this what was it called? The Thwaites,
Wait, Freshers.
Freshers, Thwaites. That's the drink, isn't it?
So, you know what, that's married. One year I was, when I first started working in health and social care, I worked for a company, I had this manager who was a bit of a knobhead, and we called her a knobhead to her face. She was just awful manager. And every year, the company would give the managers £50 for every staff member to go buy them a present for Christmas. And we were like, oh yeah, we'll get £50 for Christmas. You know, and she was like, what do you want? And we're like, oh, just don't, she was like, just get us a voucher or something. That's all, we don't want a present from you because we didn't really respect your opinion. Just get us a voucher for somewhere nice. She got us vouchers for Freshers because
Mm.
she was a fucking pisshead. None of us fucking drunk. We were
Yeah.
all working all the time, so we were bloody drunk. I remember just opening up this £50 voucher for Freshers. I was just like, what the fuck? And we were
Mm.
all fuming about it, all the staff.
Yeah.
I ended up selling it to some alcoholic guy for fucking 30 quid. Fucking, did you know Freshers did vouchers?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
some Alfie that knows that, isn't it?
Yeah, she was proper bad. Like four of us got vouchers for fucking Freshers. Everyone else getting like proper, like fucking, or proper places where it's
Jokes.
like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah. Um, Last question then. What's your favourite Liverpool word or phrase?
And swacky.
And swacky, that's an old one, that.
Proper old. And I didn't realise I still said it until I've been over here because I'm like, oh, that's proper Antwacky, that isn't it? It's like, and they were like, what's Antwacky? And I was like, how do you describe Antwacky? It's old fashioned. It looks a show. And they're like, Oh,
Yeah.
right. So I'm like, and now they're all saying it. Oh, doesn't she look Antwacky today? But
So is that your legacy then, just like
yeah,
making Abu Dhabi Scouse?
yeah, 100%. All my
Fucking
kids,
Tony Robinson won't thank you for that, Tommy Robinson.
my whole class say, "Hi, sweetie. Bye, bye, sweetie. You're all right, queen."
Oh,
Honestly,
I was just gonna say you say Queen.
yeah, you're all right, queen. But yeah, I'm turning each one into a Scouser little by little.
What what do you reckon is the and this is one of the new things that I'm doing, because I don't actually know it. Do you know what the origins of Antwachi is?
No, but I think it's probably from the Paddy's Market. It's got to be down that way.
I'm actually Googling as we speak because I'm trying to find out about words I'm getting really excited about. It comes from "and that you know," a filler phrase.
Definitely not a Scouse way.
No, I think they're not got the Scouse one on Google. Over time, it's spoken Liverpool English, it got shortened and blurred into something sounds like Antwachi.
Mm.
We went to match, had a pint, Antwachi, and all that goes with it.
No, never heard of that, have you? That's something you say on a
No, I think it's just been changed over the years. I'm gonna have to find out for sure on that one because I
so
found out the meaning of the word divvy the other week.
go on, what's TV?
So, and I'm so gutted that I've never put this together. Do you remember when you divvy up money?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you divvy up money, the person who gets the short end just get called the divvy. The one who got the less money in the job, some of them was divvied out. They were the divvy, and it just got more and more into being like the fool or the idiot because they got the less money.
Makes sense.
And I was just like, when I found that out last week, I was like, shit, yeah, like divvy money up, yeah, obviously. Why
Mm.
wouldn't I think of that before? And I've never put the two words together.
No, I haven't.
So my new aim on this podcast is when people say words or phrases to try and find out the meanings of them.
There you
So
go.
I'm going to try and find out the meaning of properly.
I didn't think it'll have a Scouse meaning. Like, I think,
I think
with,
it's probably Irish,
do you think?
I reckon it's got some Irish
Yeah, probably.
connotations to it, that one. It's definitely to look at, but no, that was great, Claire. It was great catching up. It's been
So,
over 20 years since we've spoke, isn't it? Really, other than Facebook and that.
yeah, definitely. Un-
Probably, well,
Unless I said
probably longer actually.
times.
You probably did serve me in the Grafton. I think a lot of people served me in the Grafton, and just like I can't remember half them.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just that question's only in there to get some stories of the Grafton that people want to share, but no one can ever either share them.
Well, I was there when, when they done the 100 years and they done the
Hmm.
program. I was actually there then, but I was too young to go on the program. But the fella in the
Well,
wheelchair, yes,
was that the program with the guy in the corner getting fucking wanked off?
yeah, yeah, I seen all that.
And it was just all over the carpet.
Yeah, I was literally there when they were filming all that, and the little fella who used to go home with all sorts in his wheelchair. Honestly,
So
stuff. I couldn't even tell you any of the stuff that I seen.
there's a lad that we used to go to school with. I'm not going to say his name because I don't really speak to him that much anymore. To be fair, we in Grafton, and we got to the end of the night, and he'd bagged off with a person who was half his size,
Right.
and he was literally stood in the middle of the dance floor, bent over, necking for this girl. And we were walking out, and he was like chasing after us, like, wait for me, wait for me. And we were like, no, we're going. And he was going, no, 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 you've got to wait for me. She's like really strange and all this. And we were like, okay, but we're going now. And this girl was like chasing him and like trying to get in the cab with us and then giving him his number and everything, saying, call me and all this.
Yeah, they were
And the
like,
bouncers pissed themselves laughing. They were crying, laughing, and me and my mate, we were like, what's going on? Why is this so funny? And they said like she literally picks a fella every week
yeah,
and just she harasses them and hounds them if he phones her and she gets his number. And we were just like in the cab, like, go on, text her, give her a message, go on, send her a message.
there were
She's
some
like,
weirdos
no,
in.
no, no, I'm going to get rid of the number.
Yeah, some weirdos in there.
Hey, but it was a boss night though. I used to love it.
Yeah,
You used to have a great time there. Just so many funny stories when you come out most of the time.
yeah, it was
Well,
funny.
only some that you can actually tell.
Yeah, some changed me hair
Um,
curly.
anything you want to plug or promote or put out for people to go and look at?
No, not really. Unfortunately, I'm not
No.
as established as you, mate. I'm just I've,
I'm
I've,
not established at all.
I've been saying to the girls that I work with here, I'd love to write a book about just this first year here, because honestly, I got lost in the
Mm,
desert on my first day. I lost for 3 hours. Loads of stuff has happened that I need to put in a book. So maybe I might come and knock on and get some ideas. But
just do
yeah,
it, you know. It doesn't cost anything to do it and publish it, and if you get a couple of people behind it, like I've been lucky to get a few people push on it. Um, yeah, it's been a bit wild. Um,
mm,
I've been on Toffee TV and Blue Room and everything, things that I've watched for like years.
mm.
Yeah, and I'm going on the podcast talking with them. I'm like, what's this? What's going on? Going into BBC Merseyside and I'd done a live episode with Tony Snell. I'd done a live episode with Tony Snell for like half an hour chatting to him. And I
What
was sitting there thinking, yeah, I was on the live with Snelly. And I was sitting there thinking, I used to listen to you going to school, and like, and here I am sitting to you, talking to you. And I met Minty and everyone. And I'm just like, oh, this is just wild.
oh, weird. Little boy done good, Annie.
He's doing okay, you know. Hopefully, the best one, the first interview done on BBC Radio. It was with Jade Boyd, Bates. Sorry, Jade Bates. Um, and I went into Manchester, Salford City, Media City, and they said, well, you know, you just have to wait with the studio we meant to use to interview you. We can't use it. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. No, then they were like, oh, but you know, you're going to have to be waiting a little bit. Is that okay? And I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't worry. Like, literally happy to be here. You know, this is my first ever interview. I'm nervous, so I'm not going to question anything anyway. But I'm just happy to be here, genuinely, like looking around and just taking it all in, like I'm in a radio. And they went, ah, well, the thing is, Bob Geldof's coming in and doing an interview in the interview room you're meant to be in. I was like, so you're telling me I've been jibbed for Bob Geldof? Like, that's just even better for me, you know?
Has to move over for Bob.
Yeah. I cannot sit here and say a guy who's just releasing a little book in Liverpool about Everton and like romance and whatever else. Bob, jog on, mate. It's not going to happen. So yeah, it is just wild and all the things that I'm experiencing and doing, and yeah, it's really good, and it's good doing this as well and like connecting back with people and speaking to people about where they're at and reminiscing on old stuff with people I want to speak to from the old days. There's
Mm,
a lot of people
yeah,
I won't be,
definitely. Don't blame you.
and I can't wait now for some people to try and get in touch, trying to come on. And I'm just like, no, there will be
Like
some people who
you
get that no. No, that was great, Claire. I loved it. Really loved catching up. Good to hear you're doing so well and like making your army of Scousers in Abu Dhabi.
we're coming for you.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone. That's if this episode of the Seat We Fill. Hope something stayed. If something you heard stays with you, that's the point we tried to make. And thanks everyone for giving us your time. Really matters. And catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.